Hello and welcome to TNA Top 10, episode 114. My name's T Weave. With me, as always, is Andrew and Allison Faye. How y'all doing after a break?
Still tired?
I'm
You're
very
still tired. That's because
I may fall asleep halfway through this.
Yeah.
that's because you are all old.
Yes.
That is my official position on this matter. Is you are all old.
And it's not getting any better
No,
as time goes.
absolutely correct.
Did you have working out with a professional wrestler on your bingo list or bingo card this year? I did not, but that happens. We'll get
That
into it.
happened.
But anyway, I don't know. The break was well deserved, I think.
Yes.
Our days,
I needed it.
although a 3-day weekend just doesn't seem like it's enough.
Not
Need a
when
20-something day weekend.
Yeah. Well, we didn't. This was a pretty tame weekend for us in terms of schedules. We only had like a few things we had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, and most of that was around food. So,
It was
yay! us.
very, very, very chaotic. Getting everything together for something that really went rather smoothly,
Correct.
I would think.
Well, my problem is I came back and I got home at 10 p.m. Sunday night, and the first day of school was Monday. So we had that going on. I had to go pick up Cyrus for that. And soccer is really kicked into gear now. So that's going to be a thing.
Well, we have
The airplane's
flexibility.
involved in it now. Yeah.
Yeah, we have flexibility, Terry. We record on Sundays, but I now have 2 days a week off.
Okay.
And I have
typically.
no life, so we're good.
We'll figure it
'Cause,
out.
like,
What we're saying is, who the hell knows when we're going to record?
because August 31st, we will not be recording, at least with me.
Right.
That's because my sister is getting married. So at 6 o'clock in Georgia in August, outside, I am thrilled to death with the prospects of mosquitoes carrying people away.
I will not be your date for that wedding. So there you go.
Well, and then 2 weeks after that, Cyrus has a soccer tournament in St. Louis.
Right.
So if they play on Sunday, St. Louis to Huntsville is not a quick trip. So I won't be recording that day. So
Yep.
I don't know.
And that's what I say.
What
We're just
figured
going to
out.
keep it loose, keep it fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do our thing. Let
We
everybody
are.
know. We absolutely 100% have an awesome time doing this and appreciate the people that join us and have fun with us. And so we're going to keep doing it. It just may not always be on Sunday, it sounds like. So,
Well, let's talk about the weekend. Here's
Oh,
the big
yes.
picture. The
Woo.
Gathering, 6, A New Beginning, Charlotte, North Carolina, last weekend. It was
Yeah.
a nice set of old timers.
Mhm.
Great Muda front and center here. We got Baby Doll, Arn Anderson, and Tully, and Magnum, and JBL, and One Man Gang, and Barry Windham, and I could go on forever. I just went through the first 2 rows.
Yeah. I
Not
will
to mention, we ate, and Brutus the Barber Beefcake was holding court, drunk as hell,
He was.
talking entirely too loud about his contributions to professional wrestling. What an asshole!
You never know what's gonna happen at a wrestling convention, okay?
Brutus is as much of a dickhead as advertised, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what's funny? I look at this picture and I see people. I'm like, oh, they were there, and I say that today. I'm like, I didn't know they were there because it started a day
Yeah.
before we got there.
It
Yeah,
started
well, it
2 days
started-
before we
It
get
started
2 days.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wednesday.
goodness!
The guy's like, the one guy running the show is talking to me and Medusa, and he's like, yeah, a lot of people do their whole vacation around. I'm thinking, I would not do a vacation around this particular wrestling convention.
I mean, I
but-
enjoyed myself, but I don't. Yeah, I
I was
didn't know.
gonna
I didn't
say-
even know it started Wednesday.
This may not be our genre or whatever, but the people that were there for this were
Yeah,
really there for this. They
We-
had
Yeah.
a wonderful time from what I could tell. I really didn't hear any complaints. Oh, our pictures. Look at this.
Well, so in the bottom right for those
Yes.
watching, speaking of where we really saw the family atmosphere, I felt was at this dinner. Andrew
Yes.
was not at the dinner; he was out dining with Medusa that night.
Oh, I
But,
got a story about that, but continue on.
But the rest of us were at this dinner. several wrestlers were there. We were at a table with Hollywood from Glow. Apparently, she was the only wrestler that was on the pilot and through every episode of every season for Glow. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Arn got recognized. Ken Patera did. I don't remember who else.
Brutus did.
Yeah.
As Hogan's weed carrier.
I don't remember. I don't think they actually gave it a name as far as what they recognized for. They just honored people individually and talked about them, I think.
It was still really nice. It was a unique experience, and I thought it was really, really sweet.
Yeah. So Medusa said, "We're going to dinner." And she got up at 2 a.m. for a flight, Tampa. And then there was this tropical storm that came through and delayed every flight. So she got in at like 2:30. And I texted her at like 5 o'clock. And I said, "Oh, good, Bober's here." And I said, "Must not have had floor hockey tonight. Thank you for your contribution to the Yankees losing in that Bednar guy. We'll get there in a minute." So Medusa says, "Oh, I just forgot. Come over to this Mexican restaurant." So we did eat together. We did hang out together. I got to listen to her talk to Rock and Robin, which was hilarious. Rock and Robin, who is public information, so not disclosing secret, broke her heel and was not at the show. And this was supposed to be like her last convention she was going to go to. So who knows? But anyway, yeah. So Medusa and I hung out for several hours. That was cool. Then she did her pictures and her book. I will say there are some interesting wrestling fans out there. There was a guy who got everybody's autograph, and then he has them tattooed on him. So he had Medusa sign her autograph, and he has a place for her apparently already picked out for her tattoo. Tattooing signatures of wrestlers on your body. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And then I saw a wrestler count money at the table. He was paid by the promoter, and he opens the envelope and he starts counting the cash at the table.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, that was terrible. Scotty the Body, don't do that. But anyway, yeah, so I had fun in that regard, with the wrestling stuff. It was good to finally meet Medusa. She is all as advertised, and she's taking vacation from her show, kind of regrouping, doing things. So that's why I am more available now. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. We had a good time. We had a great picture, and
Right.
Amy ended
Yeah,
up talking to her for like 20 minutes. Terry had to pull her away, rescue her. Like, "Hey, come on, you gotta go." But it's the way it goes.
And then Paul finds his way, upper
Photo
left
bomb.
here. Of course, there's an Amy Arn picture, and then Paul finds his way in the background like he always does. And then he came and sat with us after Beefcake got up. This was where we were sitting when Beefcake was doing all his talking, and then Paul sits with us. Great to see him.
Yeah, always.
And then our middle left picture. Where did we go to dinner?
Steak 48.
Steak 48. I started to not show this one.
Why?
Oh, because Terry's afraid I'm going to shame him publicly. So there are certain things that Terry Weaver does on vacation. One of them is wear Macho Man socks. That story may come out one day.
No, I don't.
And the other is to order at a fancy restaurant an off-menu item. So this lady, she did a great job, the waitress.
Absolutely.
She's telling us about the specials, and it is the end cap of a Wagyu steak.
It was good.
And I held back, asking her what does it cost, because all of the menu was disclosed price-wise. And I'm like, that would be rude to ask her, whatever. And then Terry ordered it.
It was good.
And we
I did
found
get a
out what it
picture of that
cost.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, we found out what it cost.
That we
But
knew it was going to be great service. I'll tell
We
you, when we
did.
sat down, and the first thing they asked us is, "Do you prefer black or white linens?" And we're
Mhm.
like, "What the hell? Nobody has ever asked us that."
and I didn't understand the guy
And I
either.
had
And
to
he's like,
explain it.
black or white lit. What the fuck is he asking?
So for those of you who don't know, it depends on what you're wearing. If you are wearing black, you want a black napkin because if you get white, fabrics from the napkin could show up on your pants or your dress, and
Man,
same vice versa.
Well, we were going to
that's
shitty
great.
ass wrestling afterwards, so I don't think it really mattered what colored linens we had. But anyway, the steak 48, all ribbing Terry aside.
Fabulous.
Look, we've been. I
Mhm.
was running it down. Places we've all been. Ruth Chris, obviously. We went to Connor's. We went to the place in Chicago at the Rosemont. We've all been there and
Yeah.
ate.
Gibson's,
Gibson's,
Sabatino's.
Sabatino's, and Peter Luger. And of course, I have been to Bobby Flay and Hell's Kitchen and, all of these different
Yep,
places.
same.
The one place in Caesars that was fantastic with the lobster tail. I don't know that the steak at Steak 48 was any better than any of those other places, but I do know that the sides were
Mhm.
far better at Steak 48 than others places. And
Absolutely.
it's not that those places made terrible sides. This Steak 48 though, that creamy spinach, that sweet potato, the mashed potato, and then of course the roasted Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Absolutely to die for.
And
And
they had
as
a
we
team
said,
of people putting it on our plate too. I mean, we had like
Right.
Oh,
4
they
people.
served it right to us.
Yep.
Gibson's is where I
Oh.
first met Terry. There you
Well,
go. Oh, that
Really?
was
I
Rosemont.
didn't
Rosemont.
even know that. Okay.
Yeah.
You were sitting next to myself, Amy, Andrew, and Paul, weren't you at Gibson's? Weren't you at the
Yes,
next
he
table?
was. Terry was sitting at the table over. Denovius Mack
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
there.
we were over in the corner.
Lakey
We
was
had a
there.
bigger
Yeah.
group. We had like 8 people there that night. You guys
Yeah.
had 4, and you were across the way. I think you guys might have been. We weren't there. We overlapped just a small amount
Just
of
a little
time.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
before we knew you really well.
Yeah.
Before we enveloped you into the fold. After the Macho Man.
Yeah. Then y'all came to
something.
Huntsville, and I had to drive y'all around in a Nissan Kicks.
And a
That's
Nissan.
right, drop.
I got us a Chevy Tahoe High Country because
Andrew
we
got
don't
us a freaking presidential, bulletproof, gigantormous
3 miles a gallon.
we don't ride in no bullshit. You're not lying, Terry. I filled that thing up outside of Charlotte, and it was $75.
God, fantastic.
But no, the food was fantastic,
Yes.
and you can see we were all dressed. Terry even put a tie on. I mean, come
I
on.
I
Terry
brought
put a
y'all
tie on.
ties.
And
I do
I
try
mean,
sometimes.
we walked in there though, and I'll be honest with you, I'm glad we were dressed the way we were because everybody was dressed like that. It wasn't like we stood out because we were overdressed, which
Mm-mm.
has happened before.
Yes.
But not here. We were definitely not overdressed here.
Peter
Oh, we
Luger
went to
were the nicest dressed people in there almost. I want to say.
yeah, and we went to Ivarone's and we went to Charlie's. So Allison and I have had a couple additional steakhouses that we went to. I'm telling you, this place was right, but as a caution, just make sure you have the money for it. I ain't trying to be. Yeah, it's a high end, high dollar place to eat. And it is tied for the second most expensive place we've ever eaten with Peter Luger. So there you go. But
this time Terry just swapped expensive drinks for expensive steak.
Well, that's the funny part. I was looking at drinks thinking, man, there's some expensive drinks, and I don't know why this is more expensive than this. This sounds good for $20. I'll get it. Then it's like, that shit didn't matter.
No.
I didn't even care. I
Top
didn't
of
even
the
care. And I am so glad that I did not ask that waitress what the price of that steak
No.
was because Terry would have never bought it. He would have
It was
never
way
ordered
more
the
fun.
steak.
You don't know
I absolutely know that. You would have felt guilty. You'd be
Yes,
like,
we
I'm
do.
not buying that. I'm not buying that.
We 100% know that.
You 100% know you wouldn't have bought that steak. Now, the dessert, though, that key lime pie I had was to die for. And then I don't know why you didn't put Amy's peanut butter pie picture up because that was a great
I only had
picture
6
for her.
spots. I wanted to show a little bit of everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
You're
true.
right, though.
She was smiling so big with that peanut butter pie, and then she ate like a third of it and said, "I can't do no
And
more."
she offered it to us the rest of the time. It's like, "Do y'all want any of my peanut butter pie? It's in the refrigerator." Hey,
Oh, Alex
Alex.
Wheaton's here. Look, you always have dessert. Now, I will tell you about
Always.
this restaurant though. Usually the snob in me, because I am a foodie and I lead this group when it comes to the restaurants. And that is a fact. I didn't even order an appetizer, but they had $300 caviar on this fucking menu.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not happening. You're not bringing me a bowl of sauce dip like he kept $300. Absolute. Are we in France? No, then we're not eating $300 caviar. Okay.
Oh,
The bread was enough of an appetizer.
Oh my
I,
god, it was so good. So
I'm
good.
laughing now. You just said that. I'm laughing at the thought of bringing you to France because they're so quiet and reserved. And you and I in
Not
France
happening.
would be like, forget it. They'd be like, go home. Just get out. Go home.
Yeah, go home. Yeah. Well, the French only exist because of America. We saved them from the Germans not once but twice, so they can kiss my red, white, and blue ass right out off on the Statue of Liberty they gave us back in the
I think I
1700s.
sent you a video about that yesterday. Some Australian guy talking.
Oh,
Exactly. The Australian guy was so funny to me talking about how everyone hates America. But anyway. The food was great. And then we go to a wrestling match because Amy loves to watch wrestling. I don't know why she punishes herself. This was some shitty ass wrestling, just my opinion. And everybody was on the dad bod job. So, it is.
There
what
were
it
two or
is.
three I felt were very good. See, what was the name of the guy that won the tournament? Court Montgomery.
I
He
went
was
to
pretty
bed.
good. What's that?
I said, I went to bed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You did. You had a
Allison
headache.
wasn't
You
feeling
left.
well
Yeah.
with the weather or whatever, but yeah, the Action
Caleb Conley
Jackson
was
pictures
there.
I did send her because it is my
I love
duty.
Mike Jackson. Yes. Oh,
It is
God.
my duty to send Allison pictures of 75-year-old men whose
Uh,
balls may slip out of their wrestling singlet at any time. That dude is so old. I was telling Terry, you could tell the 80s, 70s, and 80s workers, Action Jackson and George South were
George
there
South. Yeah.
because they were bronze. I mean, they were
Mhm.
tanned to the hilt. And then they bring out pasty ass white Kerry Morton, and I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, very good point. Absolutely 100%.
It was a stark contrast. Also, Kerry looks like he's been on the dad bod program, so maybe I don't know what's happened to him. But anyway, it's just
Also, shout
different.
out to Amy and my favorite person, Mr. Crockett. He was there. We got to meet his lovely granddaughter. Absolutely fantastic to see him and to talk to her. So, yay.
Bobert has a point. Nothing could be better.
Terry went to a
Here's the
show
thing.
that had a
Here's the thing.
tournament.
If I will give it a waiver if it's a show that is nothing but a tournament. WrestleMania 4, I'm good.
Okay. That's
But
fair.
if it's one of these tournaments that lasts 3 months and you just find different shows to put rounds in, AEW, that's what I don't like.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. Yes, Terry did not. Terry had more fun listening to me make fun of these guys than he had actually watching the wrestling. And poor Amy, she's just over there. Oh, where's Brock? Oh, we missed him. Damn.
We did miss him. He was in
We
the
did
first
miss
match.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we
I
all
mean,
kept going, he's not going to be in the first match. It'll be
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
I
Amy.
don't know what the logic is there. You put the guy that was on AEW television and he's currently on MLW television in the first match,
Against
but
Kerry
whatever.
Morton.
And have him
I mean,
lose.
and had him lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw his tag team partner,
Yes. Another Anderson.
CW Anderson.
CW Anderson.
Who knows?
then
He
there was
may have
some-
said, "Yeah, I'll do this if you make me lose in the first round, so I don't
No,
have to
Yeah,
that's
there you
true
go.
too. I want to go home.
I want to go home and sleep in my own bed.
I'll go eat
Yeah.
a steak at Steak
Yeah.
48, then I'll head to the house."
And that was funny because Arn in the crowd highly recommended Steak 48.
Yes.
Oh
And,
yeah, it was great talking to
Yes.
Arn and his wife and his son.
Aaron told
there.
us about the sides. Brock as well had some whey in there. Although Brock, thank you very much for potatoes, but there were 6 kinds of potatoes on
Oh,
the
yeah,
menu.
that was the
We
problem.
got 2 and they were great, so maybe it
Yeah.
was
Have
just
you met him?
Maybe
He
it was
doesn't
one.
look like he discriminates against potatoes there.
Hey,
Allison.
hey now. Hey now. Hey
No,
now.
I mean he's bulking up. He's a lot
Well, he
bigger
did
than he was.
say-
Yeah. He
He
sure
was
is.
right.
is.
He said that they've got like the cold seafood tower, and I'm not interested
Right.
in that.
We
I agreed with
skipped
that.
the
I'm not
seafood
interested
tower.
in that either.
We skipped the calamari or caviar.
No.
The airport is.
She's in the
Allison.
lounge.
She's in
I
the
am
lounge.
not there yet. My next flight isn't for 4 months. Less than 4 months. Maybe.
We're
unless
still
I go
taxiing,
get a car.
and people are already standing up on my plane here.
Did they applaud though? We'll find out later. I saw that on the list, clapping when the plane lands, and it popped
That's
me
like the
big.
people who clap when a movie ends. Same people. It's the same people.
Oh, I just laughed because it was funny. It was funny. There was a time, well, we can tell it when we get to the list about a plane and some turbulence and some clapping, but it is what it is. I am at the Raleigh Durham
quite a
Airport.
bit of turbulence.
So did
I was
I.
in a 737 from Nashville to Charlotte, but it got pretty rough. But it was just for a really short period of time. But we moved around quite a bit.
Mhm.
Hold on.
That's what she said.
I don't know which part of that. I don't remember what I said. but,
All of that?
All of that, yeah. There
We
were
were
so many
swaying
good.
back and forth, and we were in and out, and
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Oh, Terry loved my driving too after he scored himself at Stake 48. And
Oh.
there's a fallen tree, and I am speeding to get us to the hotel. And it was brake, hard right turn in the suburb or the top.
I never have a problem with that, but I ate so much food that night that any small jerk of the steering wheel, I was like, but I have proven that if I need to vomit, I will hold off until I'm out of the car. I've proven that.
That is
in the
correct.
past.
That is correct. Terry has references on that. People were witnesses. The Macho Man socks may or may not have been involved.
I want to address Devin's note here. He said the Office spinoff looks terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
Could not agree more.
Office was terrible anyway. I couldn't
Hey,
get through it.
shut your mouth.
But it's
I
going to
have been
be.
told by another friend the reason I think The Office is terrible is because I hate Michael Scott. I absolutely hate Michael Scott's character in the first season. Allegedly,
the first season,
Yes.
to me, I watched a few episodes in the first season and I quit watching it, and then I came back a few years later and binge watched it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agree.
So
You have to
apparently
get
the
past
first
that
season is the trick. Get through it and it'll be
Yes.
all right.
Right.
But I still haven't tried.
Anything else to say about the trip before we move on?
I
No,
had
it was a good
fun.
trip.
It wasn't long enough.
Correct.
I agree with that.
Agreed.
That's what
But
he
we'll
said.
have more in the future.
Also, I made Andrew know what it felt like to have a wife, so that was pretty great.
Oh my God. This backseat driving fool sitting in the passenger seat yammering at me. Your turn's coming up. No shit. Your turn's coming. Then I'm looking at the sign and I missed the turn. Guys, I'm like, what?
Oh God, I can't. Okay.
And it is her obsessive compulsive nature that she's sitting there watching the map thinking I'm not watching it and not knowing where we need to go. And then they had the double highway where on the map they look exactly the same, but it's not. Thank you, Charlotte.
That's where
Took us
Long
long to get out
Island-
of the parking deck because it was
Yeah.
confusing.
Long Island prepared me for horrible highway entrances and off ramps. So thank you, Long Island.
The parking deck wasn't terrible. Oh, that's the other thing. I'd never been to a Super Target before.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
fantastic. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
We went to a
This-
Target that had its own parking deck, and that was pretty freaking great.
Yeah, that Target was huge.
That was nice.
If Amy
But-
is with you on a vacation and there is a Target,
Yeah.
You
will
are going.
end up at the Target.
You
will end
win
up at
bonus
Target.
points by taking her to the Target. Yes.
Yeah, what are we going to do? It doesn't matter. And see, that's how much our friendship is, and we can move on from this, is we didn't have anything planned. There was nothing going on at the convention. What do you all want to do? Well, let's go eat at the Midnight Diner, which was
Oh, yeah.
awesome. And then let's just go walk around Target for an hour and a half before we drop everybody off at the airport. So
Devin's wife knows about this. She is obsessed as well.
Yeah, you have a baby now, Devin. She blames the baby for everything. So cute outfits at Target, diapers, etc. That's probably why Erica does that. But anyway,
let's get into Andrew yelling.
I am not yelling.
You will.
I might raise my voice slightly if it's the baseball segment.
I think it is. There we go.
Now it is the baseball segment, and we've missed 2 weeks, so we got some built up.
On behalf of Yankees fans everywhere, before you get into this, we ain't missed shit, Terry, in 2 weeks. Okay,
correct.
We have not expressed it through YouTube in 2 weeks.
Oh my God!
How about that? So let me run it down. I'll get through the National League, and I've already gave up on the Braves a long time ago, so I'm just going to be very matter of fact. So the Phillies are in the lead in the East now, 5.5 games in front of the Mets. The Brewers, 5 games ahead of anybody else in Major League Baseball right now.
Wow.
73 and 44, 5.5 games in front of the Cubs. And the Cubs have led this division up until a couple of weeks ago, and now the Brewers just took over. And the Dodgers are leading the West, 3 games ahead of the Padres. The Braves, 51 and 67. Thank God for the Nationals, or the Braves would be in the cellar, and they are 16 and a half games out of first place.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the Braves don't have a prayer. Not without, I mean, when you have all 5 starting pitchers on the injured list, there's no way to win. As for the American League, the Blue Jays, with a real manager, are leading the East 68-50, 3 games up on the Red Sox. The Tigers, 68-51. Scooble got mad yesterday about a pitch, and he was absolutely correct on that. George, don't start with me.
I told you.
Oh my
I told
God,
you.
it's terrible. Boone is horrible. I'll get there in a second.
Maybe that needs to be the poll for next week. Should Boone be fired?
Astros 1 game up. Astros 1 game up on the Mariners. Big G still in. And Judge. Yeah. I don't believe the not clutch part, but you can continue on, Devin, rambling in there. And now the Yankees are 62 and 56 in 3rd place, 6 games out of first. And to Devin's point about the trade deadline, they've already optioned Jake Bird, who had a horrible, apparently this guy had a 2.5 ERA in Colorado, and it was like 6 everywhere else. So it's not indicative that we shouldn't pick him up because he only performs well in Coors Field, where, by the way, nobody performs well in professional baseball as a pitcher in Coors Field. But anyway, and then we lose Rosario to a collarbone injury. And now, what was his name? Austin Slater, first at bat, running to first base to try to beat the throw out, pulls a hamstring. And we don't know when he's coming back. So that is 3 of the 6 pickups from Cashman and the gang no longer playing for the Yankees right this minute.
Cashman and the gang. That sounds like an 80s band.
It does.
Yeah, so I want them to fire Aaron Boone, and I want them to fire Cashman. I heard on Michael K's radio show, who I absolutely love. Me and Michael could have a lot of fun if he'd let me call Yankees games with a lot of swear words. But anyway, he said that he believes the Steinbrenner is having Boone manage this team just the way he wants him to. Don't get in the players' faces. Don't publicly embarrass them. Don't, it sounds like he thinks that Steinbrenner wants them to be a bunch of prima donnas, or thinks they're a bunch of prima donnas and need to be managed that way. You are the New York Yankees, the gold standard of baseball, 27 world championships, played in 40 World Series. It is okay for someone to get in your face. And George is right. Williams looked great today. But George, for the record, he blew 3 saves consecutively. And as long as Aaron Boone is the manager, the New York Yankees will no longer be world championship contenders. I said it to these guys before the show, and I'll say it on the show. Joe Torre would have won at least one World Series with this team, and Joe Girardi would have won one World Series with this team. Aaron Boone will never win a World Series with this team because he's not a real manager. Somebody's got their hand up his ass, and he is the puppet for Yankees baseball. And it is absolutely disgusting. When you over and over and over again put Devin Williams out there who does not have good stuff, his curveball, the airbender, works when it's on. But when it isn't on, it's a 78 mile an hour meatball across the plate that somebody's going to park 3 decks up. The Yankees have lost their way. They'll be lucky to make the wild card. I think they're clinging on to the 3rd wild card spot. If not, they're just outside of it now with the loss today. And they're not going to win 108 games as I predicted at the beginning of the season. And they're not going to win 108 games because their manager sucks and he needs to go. Look, Devin pointed it out yesterday. Jorge Posada, critical of the Yankees. Alex Rodriguez, critical. Derek Jeter.
I hope Jorge gets the job because my father will be pissed. So that'd be.
I got a trivia. I got some
critical.
Some info on Jorge Posada.
Let's go.
Played baseball at a junior college right here in Alabama. And a guy that I went to high school with drove him to the Yankees tryout.
That's cool. I love Jorge Posada. I loved everything about him as a catcher. My father hated him, which always made me laugh about it. So this will be my father's worst nightmare if he becomes the skipper. So I'm all right. It'll be fun. He'll yell. Oh, see, here we go. I knew it. It was coming. Andrew.
Oh man!
My dad says if Posada
you can join my
Yankees,
son. My oldest son
Yep.
has started becoming a Mets fan this year, and I don't know where that came from, but he says it's because Soto's on there, which makes it even worse to me. But yeah, okay.
I don't co-sign Devin's talk about Judge. Judge is the best baseball player in the world, and it's not close. So you can say he's not clutch all you want. I don't really care. They shouldn't have to, with the offense they have, be in the situations where they need to be clutch.
Yes.
But they also don't have a mentality or an attitude or an aura or an environment that breeds them being clutch in any way, shape, or form. Since the All-Star break, Max Fried's ERA is 6. 6. Absolute trash. And he's going to win second place in the Cy Young to Tariq Skubal.
He's got that Braves DNA. It's getting too close to October for him to be doing great.
Yep. And it's not good. None of them are clutch, but they don't have a clutch mentality. They don't have a killer's mentality. They don't have a Derek Jeter mentality when he's asked, what were the best seasons you ever played? And he answers 96, 98, 99, 2000, 2009. Those are the best seasons I played. Those all ended in World Series championships. So,
of course, that's the answer. I mean,
and Aaron Boone sending the Yankees to the 2003 World Series did nothing for them because they didn't win it. No, Devin, it doesn't all start with the captain. It does not start with the captain because they have named somebody as the captain who is a quiet cheerleader in the locker room or the dugout. But the manager is the problem. The manager got thrown out today in the 3rd inning arguing balls and strikes on what was a strike. It was a strike that got him thrown out of the game today. It was not a ball. Now, were there missed calls beforehand? Yes, but it was not a ball. So fire Aaron Boone and let's move on. The Yankees need to play baseball. And Joe Torre said it yesterday, and I'll end with this. I don't believe in analytics. I believe in a feel for the game. Aaron Boone has no feel for the game. The only thing he knows is that I need a left-handed pitcher against this batter, and so I'm going to pull my pitcher who's gone 6.5 innings and has got 93 pitches because I don't think he can do it. You chicken shit coward. And he doesn't even wear the Yankees uniform when he manages, so fuck him. Okay, I'm done.
I only have one comment. But I can't say it now. Forget it. Keep going.
I thought it was a requirement to wear the uniform. Did
I
they
thought
throw
it
that
was.
out? Maybe it's not.
No.
I don't know.
He doesn't wear the actual uniform. He wears
Interesting.
usually a long sleeve shirt. But he got himself thrown out arguing on a strike today. There was a strike. It was at the bottom of the zone on the outer edge of the plate, but it was a strike.
So yesterday was Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mariano Rivera blew out his Achilles tendon. That's just that is the Yankees in a nutshell. Your retired closer, the greatest closer in the history of baseball, blows out his Achilles during Old Timers Day.
So all I wanted to say about that was I was not there, so this time it cannot be blamed on me in any way, shape, or form. So just FYI, because I might have been in Kansas City the last time he got really hurt, but that wasn't my fault either. I swear.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah.
Speaking of superstition,
yes.
Let's talk about NCAA football because it's coming up on us, and I'm whatever's working, we're going to stick with it. I may wear the same pair of underwear the whole all winter or something like that, depending on how it's going. But pretty soon, August 23rd, we get our first game. Of course, the big games don't start until the next weekend. This is like week 0. Iowa State, Kansas State, and Dublin. I don't know. Iowa State, Kansas State just doesn't have the same feel as Florida State, Georgia Tech over there to me.
It'll be a competitive game, though. Both teams
It will
are in the
be,
middle
but
of
it'll be
it,
a
so.
kind of a, they're B tier, I would say.
Well, your other problem is it's the first game of the year, so you're going to make a lot of mistakes and there's going to be a lot of haphazard football being played.
Right.
But would you rather do that against a B team or against an A team to see where those kinks are?
Well,
you want to play a junior college the first game? That way your athleticism gets you a win.
Okay, I like that.
I went to an SEC school. You can understand that philosophy.
I went to a school with no sports. I mean, we had sports, but we got paid to like pretend we played them. So yeah.
My team paid teams for years to take a country ass whoop in the first 3 or 4 games before conference. There was a team, I forget, it was out of California. Maybe it was Pacific or whatever it was. The 95 Nebraska Cornhuskers, the greatest football team ever. It's not disputable. 77-0.
Oh God.
77-0. Pacific takes that loss for $1 million in 1995.
Well, I mean, that's like even in
$1 million, yeah.
Even in 2010, Auburn's first game, the national championship, undefeated season with Cam Newton. That first game was against nobody, and he had to run the ball the whole time because the passing game was not working against this weak team. So that's what happens. You don't know until you get on the field against some actual competition.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska lost to Eastern Illinois or whatever it was, or Northern Illinois a couple years ago, and they should not be losing to that football team. But anyway, Terry.
So the
next Iowa State opens the show. Because I didn't see this. That opens the season.
Yeah, that's on the 23rd. And then the next Thursday, Nebraska, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Missouri, Arrowhead Stadium. And it's going to be a sea of red because Cincinnati doesn't like buying football tickets.
Yeah, so what Terry's talking about is Troy Dannon, the AD for Nebraska, was asked by the media how the Cincinnati stuff was going, or the Cincinnati game was going. So Cincinnati's the home team at a neutral site, Arrowhead Stadium, which we all know Patrick Mahomes Jr., that's Dylan Raiola for those of you playing along at home, is going to be very comfortable there. And part of that reason is 65,000 tickets have been sold, and apparently 60,000 of them belong to the Nebraska faithful.
That's so insane.
I don't know how that even happens. Like,
I don't.
In college football, how? Now, obviously, they want to sell tickets in Arrowhead, and Nebraska fans will travel. They've proven that for 50 freaking years.
Right.
But how has Cincinnati only got 5,000 tickets sold? Go ahead and put them in the end zone next with the band because they're going to need all the help they can get. Because everything out of spring, the offense is looking fantastic. Starting to really gel. And that's what happens when your offensive coordinator's there for more than 3 games. Rayola's lean, got the ball, the deep threats, and the defense apparently is really good. I've heard all this nonsense before, though. I want to see it. I
Yeah,
want to
against
see it.
competition. Yeah,
I want to see it. And I don't consider Cincinnati competition necessarily,
right.
but they better be ready to play because, as Terry, you've said, Cam Newton, quote, they ran through everybody at Auburn. You and I both remember how that season actually went. And there were several games to start with where they were field goals winning the game, or
They
Cam was
struggled at Kentucky that year,
Yeah.
and Cam had to take over. That's when Cam started taking over, was at Kentucky, because they were losing.
They were losing.
And they had to just grit their teeth, and then they steamrolled it after that. And we always see the clip from the LSU game, and I must have said something that needed
I'm
of that
trying.
you said or
You're
something.
doing really
Just
well.
laughing. But yeah, that's kind of, sometimes it takes a while to gel. It's not video games. Everybody's got video game thoughts where you put really great players together, they must be awesome. But we saw the Golden State Warriors in the 90s that had no reason not to be a dominant basketball team and never won anything.
Mm.
They just had a great roster. But it's
Yep.
not just about a great roster.
Look at the Baltimore Orioles baseball team in the 90s, very similarly.
Yeah.
You look at Alabama last
Cleveland.
year. Yeah, Cleveland in the 90s. Yeah. Look at Alabama last year. It looked like they had a team, because they had Saban's recruits left over, obviously DeBoer coming in. They didn't play like an Alabama football team, and they never got it together. I think this year there's going to be a lot of pressure, and we'll get there because I think it's a game you've listed, Terry. I mean, Ohio State versus Texas is number 1 versus number 2.
First time ever that the AP
First
has
time
started.
ever. Yeah, Bama played Florida State 1-3 several years ago. But yeah, I mean, this is starting with what you're going to see at the end of the year.
Right.
Because there's no way to me that Ohio State doesn't make the playoff again, and there's no way to me Texas doesn't make the playoff.
That's right.
Arch Manning is finally going to get to show what he's got, and he's going to do it against Ohio State to start with. It's a tall ask.
Good luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me run down some of the games. These are the highlights of week 0, week 1. They kind of combine them on ESPN, put them all in one big, huge 20-day week or something. But, we got the Dublin game. We got Nebraska and Cincinnati on Thursday night, the 28th. Auburn at Baylor on Friday, the 29th. And I got no clue what to expect, kind of based on what we were talking about. Everything that comes out of camp is, oh, this guy looks great. You don't know. You have no clue. Your defense may just be trash. You got no clue. So we'll see what happens in Waco. And then Saturday, August 30th, Texas at Ohio State, LSU at Clemson, Alabama at Florida State. Then we've got Sunday, the 31st, we got Virginia Tech at South Carolina, Notre Dame at Miami. Got Catholics versus convicts cranking up there. Yep. And then we got Monday Night Football, exactly where he belongs, TCU at North Carolina, and Bill Belichick makes his debut.
Yeah. And I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the Belichick stuff here in North Carolina, honestly. Mm-hmm. There hadn't been a whole lot, though, other than the drama with the girlfriend, because she's 50 years younger than him or whatever.
And she's drawing up all the plays at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, she might be. She might be. Let's be honest. But it looks like it'll be, a very good season. And, Terry, let's face it, those are some great games. LSU Clemson. Go Clemson Tigers, because Brian Kelly is to me what Aaron Boone is. Okay, he's trash, garbage. Get him out of here. I don't need that guy in college football.
Overrated.
He is so overrated.
Is that the Tigers versus the Tigers?
It is.
Yeah, so LSU Tigers versus the Clemson Tigers.
Look at me, I knew something.
And Clemson, here's a little more trivia. Clemson is basically a copy paste of Auburn. Clemson fans, but you can go look that up, because when Clemson started a football program, they hired the athletic director from Auburn, and he named them the Tigers because Auburn was the Tigers. And their colors come from the fact that Auburn had orange and blue, and they gave them some old faded uniforms, and that's where the purple comes from.
No.
Interesting.
And it's always a big day when Clemson wears the purple and not just the orange and the white. Yeah, so I think this is going to be fun. Troy Dannon talking about the Nebraska game, the Kansas City. He says we want to turn Nebraska to its former glory, and it was a great response. And Allison even liked it on Facebook. The guy says, "Well, he said this is a team that went undefeated 4 regular seasons, played for 4 national championships, won 3, only lost 2 games in 5 years." So, but I love the enthusiasm. Former glory, about like being a Yankees fan these days. Former glory. I want to see them be competitive, and I want to see them play games, and I want to see them win the games they should win and only lose the games they should lose. Do I actually think Nebraska is going to beat Penn State in Happy Valley in November? Absolutely not. But when you ask me who's going to win that week, Terry, it's going to be Nebraska by 40 in Happy Valley.
Here's what I want to see this year, and this is kind of a season preview across the board. We've talked about the Big Ten and the SEC being the 2 really important conferences, and everybody else is kind of following along. I want the ACC to have a team or 2 that really matters, and I want the Big 12 to have a team or 2 that really matters. Because it's a shame if those conferences keep slipping.
Well, you look at how wrong we were last year, and we can move on after this because you and I and even Allison loves the guy. The mullet. We picked as Oklahoma State to be finishing in the top of the Big 12.
Yeah.
And they went 3-9.
Yep.
With a team with experience, but they had that weird, yes, Bober, you can be a Husker for 1 day only. It's okay. We'll allow you. We'll let you in. We'll let you into the club just because you hate Penn State as much as the rest of us. But with the idea of Oklahoma State, you would have thought Gundy had the inside advantage, and it didn't matter.
He cut off the mullet.
Yeah, and with his running back, that whole situation with the running back where he didn't even play him. And you're like, but this guy runs 200 yards a game. What are you doing?
Oh, is this the guy that got the DUIs? And he's like, oh, everybody drinks a little.
Everybody drinks every once in a while. Yeah, exactly. That one. But anyway.
So I got one question before we move on. You had more to say? Were you going to say something else? Okay,
I was anyway.
Make sure I didn't cut you off. So one more question. Good. Bill Belichick at North Carolina, college football. He was known for dressing, this gets back to the whole doesn't wear the uniform thing. He was known for wearing an old beat up hoodie. What is he going to wear on the North Carolina sideline?
Cut off hoodie with the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Okay.
And they're going to let him.
He'll be embarrassing wherever he is. So yeah.
So one thing that Belichick said, this is actually true.
But he's got his girlfriend there to dress him now. Is that going to make
this is actually true about why he did it for the Patriots is that they quit making them wear ties. Like the old coaches used to wear ties and jackets and stuff. Right. And then they said they had to represent their team and wear the team gear. So he decided he was going to cut off the sleeve and that's what he was going to wear. So
and that's kind of what I wonder, because I knew there was a little bit of protest there in the way he dressed in the NFL. I didn't know if he would carry that sloppiness over to.
Well, he may wear a polo, but I still think when it starts to get a little cool around here, you see him wearing the cutoff sleeves because that's what he's known for. His little cutoff hoodie, and
embarrassing.
But I don't. This is your point though on players. They got to gel. Just because Bill Belichick is arguably the greatest professional football coach of all time. 6 Super Bowl championships say that. The numbers say that.
Yeah.
He had Tom Brady. Right. And when he didn't have Tom Brady, they went the absolute other direction. So Brady and Belichick made it work. It's like Vince and Hulk. I just don't see necessarily bringing in a big coach automatically means that you're going to win games. Matt Rule for Nebraska talks a great game. He's a Belichick disciple, blah, 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 blah. He will get you to want to run through a wall for him. But do I think that he Do I think that he sorry, Bober, I'll get to you in a second. Do I think that Matt Rule calls X's and O's on the field? Absolutely not. I don't think he's a coaching coach.
Right.
I think he is the CEO of an organization.
Right.
Sure.
Like so many of these head football coaches have become. Now, does he have to green light 4th and 1 with a minute left?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do I actually think he's calling any sort of plays or telling them, hey, do this or do I don't absolutely not. No.
Not on 2nd and 7 on the 40 for sure.
No, and a good coach didn't have to. I agree.
So they stopped wearing but so the NFL mandated that they wear their team's clothes, Bober, and that's why he did it. He said it in multiple interviews.
Oh,
So ties or no ties, I don't care. Also, he coached Lawrence Taylor, and that was his favorite. And where did Allison go?
I don't know. I think she put Bober's comment on the screen and immediately it went away. I think she hit a bad button and dropped out. But anyway, we'll continue on. My last point about football is that I will go ahead and get the preseason poll out in the next few days. We are going to scale back a little bit. We've talked about we're not going to have a show every week. We just can't anymore. Cyrus's soccer is getting to the point where we're going to have to start boarding planes, if you believe it or not, to actually go to his game sometimes. So I'm probably not going to be available on Sundays. We may work some other days to get in the show, but we might have to skip weeks talking about football. We will put the poll out. When we are on the show, we'll talk about the poll. We'll put the results out on social media and stuff. But I'll get the preseason poll out in the next few days, and we'll just go from there. I'm not going to do all the graphics I used to do. I'm just not going to have that much time. But we'll do what we can.
Yeah.
But let's move along to something else that happened last weekend.
Oh my God.
Woo!
And that is SummerSlam. And we could sit here and talk for 2 hours about SummerSlam, but we're not going to do that.
Nope.
You've already heard everybody else talking about it. They got there before we did. So we're going to hit the highlights. I've got 6 pictures.
Okay.
Total.
Allison has strong opinions on SummerSlam.
I do.
Okay.
This is her time to shine. We're the football guys, Terry.
No,
This is
it's
our
all good.
time to shine.
So I didn't say anything about the Roman J defeated Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I didn't have any pictures for that, but I wanted to show a little bit of Charlotte Alexa. They beat Raquel and Roxanne to win the women's tag titles. And there was a hug at the end.
This was the first night, right?
Yeah.
Night one.
Yeah. I thought this match was brilliant. I thought this match was very good. You had very evenly matched teams. One small person, one larger person.
Right.
I thought this was great. It went the way I thought it should. So no complaints here.
And they had the little moment where Alexa hits Charlotte, and you wonder, is that going to blow the whole team up? But they found a way to do it.
Yep.
And they hugged at the end.
The recycled storyline, mega power story. The whole put two teams.
I get it. Like we said before, Charlotte needed a new angle because what she had was not working for her. I think they pivoted well with this.
Yeah, and they got Alexa on TV, and that's as important. Quite
absolutely agree.
She's very good.
Absolutely agree. I was never really that much of a fan of hers, and recently, since like right before she left, and now that she's back, big fan.
Yeah, and I think Charlotte needs to be out of the world title picture. I think for a little bit. They can legitimize some of these younger girls, younger talent, and that sort of thing. And let's face it, the women's tag titles don't matter any more than the men's tag titles matter because tag team wrestling doesn't matter to WWE. And I say that because of who's carrying their titles. You don't have really good, memorable tag teams that would ever make a top 50 list competing for these tag team championships.
They're single wrestlers that they throw together for a little while until they have a big explosion. And like you said, the same storyline over and over again. Get these two single wrestlers together, let them wrestle for a while, and then they will main event something against each other in a couple of years.
And you've got the tension built already, and the storyline is there, and it's all good, and that's fine. Like, no complaints there. Just not sure. Just not sure that I would have put these two over. I said I thought that the Judgment Day would win, but losing to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair is not a bad day for anybody.
Right.
I'm also thinking they're trying to start the setup for Liv to return.
Yeah.
So it kind of
Well,
makes a little bit more
she's
sense.
several months away, I thought, but I could be wrong there. But go ahead.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe
but
Survivor Series or something.
yeah, who knows?
Could be. Up next, Terry. Oh, and by the way, just for anybody, because I'm going to say this because Terry skipped my man, Roman Reigns. He skipped him. But I am going to say this. Jey Uso was not a great world champion, but Jey Uso is an entrance and a spectacle. When you got everybody in that damn arena doing the yeet thing, he may not be a good professional wrestler, but he is an entrance.
Absolutely.
And the same about Roman. Roman's just a step above him in that regard, I think. But it was interesting they chose to open with them, but it made sense when we get to the closing. So go ahead. And
a
of course,
couple matches.
Roman wins.
Right. Night one. This is the second match, night one. Third match was Sammy defeated Karrion Kross. Not
okay.
a lot of discussion, I don't think.
That should have been a Raw match. I mean, if you weren't going to have Karrion Kross win,
yes, agree.
Have a big moment, that could have been done on Raw or SmackDown as a main event. Anyway.
And maybe worthy of a picture, but only had so much room. Tiffy defeated Jade and retained the women's WWE championship.
I mean, that's shocking. I was surprised they didn't go.
Really?
I was surprised they didn't go with Jade. Yeah, I was surprised they didn't go.
Well, they may wrestle 5 more times, and she'll
be
that may be what.
So, my opinion of that match, it was 5 minutes. No, actually, I think the total was 7 minutes. It was the match that could have been left off the card. It was a waste of a match. I saw no purpose for it. I didn't understand why they had the match again and had Tiffy it didn't even look close. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just not there yet. Jade's just not there yet.
And there are people that don't think Tiffy's there yet. So if it's that bad,
so she's not a veteran that's going to pull Jade up. I mean, she is fairly new on her own. And that's kind of pairing them together doesn't do that for Jade.
Exactly. It made no sense to me. I understood why it was a 7-minute match because neither one of them could have lasted longer. Oh, that's what she said.
That's what she said. Up next,
I thought about that when I was typing in the names of all the teams for the poll, and I'm going to put them all in there. And I put the UMass Minutemen. Anyway, so the next one, and this does have a picture. I had to get this picture in there.
Shit.
And that talk about product placement. This giant Prime bottle is in the background, and I'm like, did they add that to the picture? No, that was actually
was there.
But Logan Paul flying through the air with Jelly Roll, anticipating getting smashed on the table there. That was impressive.
So I read a bit about this. Very impressed. A lot of the wrestlers said they were impressed with Jelly Roll's enthusiasm and dedication to prepping for this match.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think it was a horrible match. It was what it was again. It could have been worse. No real complaints.
I think you're going to get that from people in the business because they're impressed with what he did, but still the actual spectacle of this being at SummerSlam that's not believable.
Yep.
I mean, that is the end result. I don't care how hard he worked. It's not believable at all for him to choke slam somebody the way he did.
Yeah.
Well, the goggles were great. The right team won in Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Jelly Roll made a couple of mistakes, like he moves into position on the table here. But first time out, damn, Bober. First time
Jelly squirted out on the floor. Is what he said.
Squashed out of him. The first time out for Jelly Roll, I think he did well. There are people, traditionalists, analysts, people that do podcasts that think that celebrities don't belong in wrestling. Well, spoiler alert, folks, or a simple reminder, WrestleMania worked
Yeah.
because of celebrity.
Yeah.
And
I'm a wrestling fan
WWE
because of a celebrity.
Well, okay.
100%.
World
So Logan
Wrestling
Paul came in
Entertainment.
and was athletic. Mr. T was a badass. I don't put Jelly Roll in that same group though. That's my problem.
No, I get what you're saying. What I'm
Where do
saying
you
is
put Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny to me was the best entertainer wrestler in the last decade.
And I did like Johnny Knoxville in the Royal Rumble,
Yeah,
but the Royal Rumble's a little different to me. You know,
Drew
You
Carey
throw
was
Drew
in the Royal
Carey-
Rumble too, and he eliminated himself because Cleveland sucks. That's
but see,
why.
but that was believable. It's like, oh, you put this guy out here that doesn't belong, and he's going to go running scared. You know,
Yeah.
that's more
Cleveland
believable.
sucks. That's why. When Kane came out, he knew. He knew. No, I don't have a problem with this match, and I think the right guys won. In that McIntyre and Paul, and of course the follow up on SmackDown is what they've been doing. Did not do Jelly Roll any favors. Exactly.
Yes.
So
Heather
so
is spot on.
WWE knows better with their camera work, but he definitely scooted. He definitely blocked himself. You can see there, even his arms are crossed so that he's ready to take the impact.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't really have a problem with celebrities in wrestling, and I don't consider Logan Paul a celebrity wrestler. I just think he's a wrestler now with the YouTube channel.
Well, now he is. He
I
came
think
in,
now I agree. Yeah,
but he pretty immediately proved himself.
correct.
But he was also much more in shape, and that's
that-
part of it.
That and the fact that Shawn Michaels is his personal trainer. I mean, it does matter. It really
helps,
does
yeah.
matter. So anyway, what's up next, Terry?
The next match, and I'm kind of showing the end result of the extra part of the next match. CM Punk beats Gunther, wins the title, but it didn't last for long because here comes Seth Rollins with the briefcase, and you see the picture here with Seth Rollins with the belt and CM Punk crumbled on the mat.
And two of my favorite parts about this were, one, when he threw off the crutches at the top of the entrance
yeah.
ramp, and the second is, I didn't see this till after, but it was Becky Lynch giving a photo op at that exact moment, a video right at that moment. She videoed herself. I don't know. And she goes, "What? Did I mislead you at all? What?" And I'm like, "That's fucking brilliant. I'm sorry, but this was really good. I thought this was. I mean, yeah, we knew it, but I liked it.
Yeah,
I thought they
I
did it well."
called every aspect of this
did.
main event and how it was going to go,
Mm.
with the exception of dropping the crutches, which was a beautiful
That
touch.
was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins is Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, or Shawn Michaels and, holy shit, James Elkarai is here.
Hi,
Shout
Elkarai.
out,
James.
the man from your show. But this is
Hold
our
on.
show.
Elkarai, nice haircut, by the way. Okay, thank you. Let's go.
Yeah. So welcome, James. We appreciate it. Join the fun. Anyway, on this deal, like, Rollins and Punk can go and go and go and go, but they need to come to conclusion because they've got 10 years of history with Roman and Rollins as well. And to me, that's the money match at WrestleMania.
That's absolutely the right way to go.
But
Absolutely.
I mean, no one's going to complain about this like they complained about Bret Hart and Steve Austin wrestling for every match from the November of 1996 until, the summer of 97. So, I mean, they've got a good personal issue. The feud is good. Obviously, Paul Heyman. Now, Terry didn't get this picture, but when Heyman and Rollins do the cross-legged thing, sitting right in Punk, it was fantastic. But we were all very suspicious of the injury. And we were right, because it wasn't the swerve of the century everyone called. Exactly, Heather.
Very good, Heather.
Because it was, I mean, it was fairly obvious that this was how this was going to go. And I don't think Gunther and Punk had a bad match. There were some missed spots in it. But Punk is not somebody who you want to wrestle 30 minutes anymore. He doesn't have it. As objectively as possible with CM Punk, he needs someone better than him to lead the match. And he has that with Rollins. And they have a personal issue, which makes it good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm good with all of this. I thought this was well done.
Yeah.
Nothing was blow your skirt up great on this card for night one. I mean, there was nothing that I said, oh my God, you have to watch that. And then night two, Triple H goes back to playing the hits, Terry.
See, I like night one better than night two, though.
Okay.
And I think I'm in the minority here, which is kind
of.
of.
I have a criticism of night two as well.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's keep going.
Let me roll through. I did not show any pictures of the first three matches. Naomi basically steals a match against Rhea and Io after Rhea looked like she was about to win. Naomi rolls her up and pins her.
So that match,
retains.
To me, best match of SummerSlam, both nights.
None of us predicted it.
Right.
So to me,
we
that's
didn't
a good
expect
match.
Naomi to have a belt in the first place.
No,
he's keeping it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was definitely the match of the night, and that's when I said Triple H plays the hits.
Yeah.
He sends the women out to open the show, night two. But anyway, go ahead, Terry.
And then the Wyatt Six.
The 87 man.
87 man.
Probably my least favorite, but I do like that the Wyatt Six keep the belts. I was there in the house when they won them in Nashville.
I might have yelled on the plane when Candice came out, because there's nothing I hate more than the other gender coming to help in a ladder match. I'm like, get the fuck out. This is not your match. I've been ruined ever since what's his name was? Ellsworth? God.
Oh,
James
yeah.
Ellsworth.
And then Uncle Howdy comes out, and people are flying all over the place off of ladders at that point.
Was great.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
But I like who won that. I like them having it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just a car crash, and again, that's what those matches are for, is a car crash.
Yeah, I was gonna put, to your point before, Andrew, the tag team division. This felt like we don't really care who wins. You just want to see all these guys wrestle, and I'm like, you devaluing those tags team, championships.
Yeah.
It's just, you give no importance to it, and it just, I don't know, makes you way less interested.
Then Becky ends up beating Lyra, and Lyra cannot challenge for the Intercontinental Championship anymore while Becky has it, and Bayley gets involved, and Becky wins anyway.
Good.
Yeah. maybe that'll set up something there. That's what follows on here.
Yeah, I don't care what they do with Becky. I will take Becky over Lyra 10 times out of 10. 100.
I'm still waiting on Stephanie to come up and get involved here, and that's what I'm really.
We call her C-SPAN.
Yes, we call her C-SPAN. Yes, agreed. It's just, she's just not. She's like Jade in the fact that she's just not ready yet, and they don't see that, and they're pushing her, and all the fans are just like, "Can you please stop? We don't want."
Where is Stephanie Valkyrie?
Yes, please.
She's got to be there for Survivor Series. I mean, by that point, she's got to be heavily involved.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Cage match, and I got the best picture of this I could find with Jacob Fatu doing the moonsault off the cage.
This is the one where I was disappointed the most. This match was, I can't even explain to you the level of disappointment in this match. You walk out of the fucking cage, that's the end?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And wasn't much of a blood feud, in my opinion. I love Jacob Fatu, the charisma, the attitude, the dedication. The dude's 30 pounds down or more. I mean, he looks good, and he is agile. I mean, he's a Samoan. I mean, the Samoans are big, they're agile, they're athletic, they're strong, and he has that it factor that Solo doesn't have, and the rest of that B team group don't have, but that Roman does have, that Jay does have, that Umaga had, that Yoko had, that Rikishi had, that thing that you can't teach. Jacob Fatu has it, far more so than his father, the Tonga Kid. So he has it, and we go with Solo.
Over and over again. I mean, this is repeated. And at what point, if SummerSlam is not the time for Jacob Fatu to win this, is he going to at all?
Yeah.
is
Are you
my
going to
best
put him
guess.
in Survivor Series and we're going to have 5-on-1, you know, or whatever, and he takes them all down or
Right.
something to that effect? I mean, what are you going to do? So, anyway, really wish Jacob would have won this. And I understand you're stacking the odds and all that stuff. That's fine. But let him overcome them. That makes him a bigger baby face.
Right.
Instead, you kick the cage door in his face and grab Solo by the waist and pull him out the door, and that's it. You know? So not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of escaping the cage. I sound like Palm Water
No.
Dave here, but I'm
No,
not a
that's
big
what I
fan of
mean.
escaping the
Right.
cage either.
I'm
So
not
Well, the
either.
cage was originally a way to make sure that bastard cannot run away. And
Right.
now you run away and you win. Now,
I agree with
I will
James there.
say, I was a kid when we had the big blue cage. That is a completely different thing. But now we are not in the 80s with the big blue cage. Let's get rid of the big blue cage rules and go back to what the rules were before the blue cage showed up.
Yep.
Mhm.
Agreed.
So I don't have a picture of this, but Dom defeats AJ Styles
As he should have.
as he
Yep.
should have. There was a thing with the boot. AJ pulls Dom's boot off, and Dom ends up getting it and hitting him in the head and all that stuff.
Tribute to
It
Eddie
was fun.
Guerrero, who unlaced his boot. They
Right.
did the exact same thing. Yeah.
And that's the picture I had ready to go. But I said, if I put a picture of every match on here, it's going to take us 2 hours. So I
Well,
did cut that out.
AJ also came in a lowrider, didn't he? That was
Yeah, he
pretty
came
good.
in and in
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero gear. Yeah, so it
Yeah,
was pretty
I
cool
loved it.
tribute to him.
I thought it was pretty great. It was a good match. It wasn't, again, nothing special, but it was a good match.
And AJ making Dom look really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And Dom's doing a
Dom is
pretty damn good job
far
of making
improved.
himself look
I
pretty
agree
good.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dom is
Absolutely.
greatly improved.
He
And
has.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that he leans into the character that he plays.
Mhm.
You know, like the CM Punk jab he took. Well, what's more breaking kayfabe, you and Rhea dating, or? And he says, no, I think breaking kayfabe is when you go to the UFC and get your ass kicked twice.
That's great. It is.
Ooh! Alrighty then.
But yeah, Dom and his chicken tendies, I love it. It makes me laugh when he starts talking about chicken tendies. He
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chris Van Vliet did that whole interview. And
If
they
you
spent 5
ever
minutes talking.
wondered, if you ever wondered why Dom is my son's favorite male wrestler,
Yeah.
chicken tendies is the
Trash
answer.
palette, chicken tendies. That's right.
All right, on to the main event. And, you know, as we would expect, the match wasn't really the showcase here.
Nope.
The storyline is this at the end John Cena handing it over to Cody. And that moment happened.
Hmm.
And now Cody becomes the guy.
I'm going to respond to James Elkerai first. That is Eddie's kid, not Ray's kid. There is no way that is Rey Mysterio's child. There's Eddie's child, number one. But to this point, Terry, and y'all can weigh in on this because I know he's lost his fucking mind. Dave Meltzer said this is a 5-star match.
No, stop.
Kurt Angle has exactly 0 5-star matches in New Japan, TNA, or WWE. He gave this wrestling match 5 stars.
I can't. No.
I mean,
The
it is
best-
definitely storyline. I mean,
Yes.
the storyline's big here. The match, we know Cena's not coming out and having
It was
spectacular matches.
so sloppy,
Slow.
and slow and plodding. And the good news is, I think they made the right decision here. Take the belt off Cena. Just take it. The heel thing isn't working. Take the belt off Cena, please.
So
I agree.
I'm going to be honest here. Heel Cena, they had a real problem with kids not understanding heel Cena. And when
the other problem they have is they abandoned the fucking story at the Elimination Chamber. Like when The Rock bailed on the story.
Yes.
All of the sudden.
Oh, yeah.
Very good
What
point.
are we doing here? And so then Cena's going to ruin wrestling for everybody. And then he cuts a promo and says, I don't want to ruin wrestling. Well, we all know why he didn't want to ruin wrestling anymore. Because Brock Lesnar's back.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, the best thing to come out of this whole match and everything happened this Monday night or was it SmackDown or Raw, I don't know.
They did
But it was
SmackDown, Cena and Cody against
no, it
Drew.
was the return. Yeah, it was the return of R-Truth though.
Oh yeah, that too.
And when
Yeah.
Cena
that's
saw
right.
R-Truth, and he's like, "You did all this weird shit, man," and that was great. Like I was like, "That is everything for me." I am so glad to see that. I want to see the old R-Truth back now as well. So,
No.
correct.
Well, yeah, you cut your hair, you made it funky, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I mean that
You
was
told
good.
everybody you're gonna ruin wrestling.
And now we know that Drew McIntyre will lose in his home state again or home country
Oh.
again at Clash in the Castle to Chody Rhodes. But Brock Lesnar's back, and
Wait,
you know,
do you think he has to lose? Why?
oh, he's going to lose because it's Cody's belt. He's going to lose.
Yeah, I don't see Cody losing that quickly.
Mm-mm. But Lesnar's back, attacks Cena again. Every time he returns, he attacks John Cena. It's kind of his thing. And this is the third time. But there are people very critical of Brock Lesnar being back on WWE TV. To those people, this is how I respond. Dana White was on videotape punching his wife in the face at a New Year's Eve party, and he is the head of UFC, also a property owned by TKO. Go ahead and do the math.
Yep.
Regardless of Lesnar's innocence or guilt as far as Janelle Grant is concerned, I don't believe there's enough there that the lawyers care, or they just don't care altogether. Because again, Dana White is the head of UFC, and there is a video of him punching his wife in the face on New Year's Eve.
Money walks.
Yeah.
I mean, money talks, not walks.
But
Sorry.
Lesnar is a draw, to your point, Allison.
Absolutely.
People watch wrestling when Brock Lesnar's on TV.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'll tell you, when they showed the whole Triple H at the White House thing,
Mm.
I heard more than a few groans, and there was a couple of conversations that came out after that. That was a lot of, well, it kind of makes sense now. Everything's clicking about the, we'll just do this and it'll be
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and like I said, Lesnar's return is a decision. The
Mhm.
company's made the decision, and you make yours whether you want to support the company or not by watching their product.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Vince back soon. I mean, just say it now.
I don't think so.
This was Vince's guy. I think this is the first step to him being back. That's my honest truth.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it goes
That's
that
big.
deep. Yeah, but I mean, Lesnar's also shown me. The thing is about Lesnar, though, he's also had trouble with TKO in the past. So they've obviously buried some sort of hatchet because
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, because he is. I mean, he walked out on Dana White more than once. Not after that car accident. Well, yeah, that's true too.
I read the details of that car accident, Bower, and I know exactly where it happened. So interesting stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, road rage to the nth degree. Oh, Vince.
In a place you shouldn't be having it.
Yeah, Lesnar being back doesn't do anything for me one way or the other.
Me
Because the Brock Lesnar that I liked was the next big thing back in the early 2000s when he came out of Minnesota, and he was managed by Paul Heyman, and the guy actually wrestled. Then when he came back out of the UFC, it became that he's just going to suplex you 27 times and
Right.
you know take you to Suplex City, bitch, as the shirt said.
City.
I don't like that Brock Lesnar as much. Now, Brock Lesnar on the microphone is hilarious only because you never know what he's going to say.
That I'll
Like,
agree with.
When he told UFC, like, Bud Light doesn't sponsor me, I'm going to go drink Coors Light or whatever, and he said, and then he had to apologize at the press conference after the fact. I'm like, oh God, that's not good.
Oh.
Putting Cody over. Yeah, he did that at the 23 SummerSlam. So he hasn't been seen in a couple years.
Right.
And that's when that Janelle Grant stuff really got fired up. On WWE, before we move to AEW,
Okay.
anybody have thoughts on the backstage? The reel, the WWE Unreal or whatever it is?
Won't watch it. No desire to watch it.
No desire to watch it.
No.
That's where they're showing what's happening backstage, Terry.
I don't know that I'll watch it, especially now. If I were just getting back into wrestling and I wanted to really dig in, I might do that. Like when I got back in 2019, that's when the WWE network was really good and they had a lot more behind the scenes stuff. I
Mhm.
really got into it then. At this point, I barely keep up with what's going on now. I'm definitely not going to dig into that.
I think I might watch it just because of my own curiosity. But here's the other thing. We wrap up. You didn't put this in the notes. I love when I do this to you. ESPN has bought rights to WWE for an astronomical amount of money, and now they're going to charge $29.99 for the pay per
A
view.
month.
If you don't have ESPN on traditional playing, but I have the Hulu bundle, so I have ESPN and Disney Plus and Hulu. But I don't know that I'll be able to watch the pay per views because you can't watch the UFC pay per view that way.
That's correct. You will not be able to. You will have to pay $30
Mm.
extra a month on top of the subscription service.
And I'll give it. We've been spoiled with Peacock, but here's the thing: WWE didn't lose any money when they were at 200, or no, it was $5 billion. So it's $500 million a year to get those streaming rights. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do. A scripted backstage segment of what they said and be making Triple H look good. Tell them, Heather,
That's
because
right.
they're only showing you what they want you to see. But I'm still probably going to watch it. I'm not going to lie.
I just
But,
hate Disney owning anything else.
well,
I mean,
just-
they have so much control of
Well,
everything these days.
Here's my thing now. If you are the average viewer of wrestling, you have to have USA, Netflix, Peacock, and well, you don't have to have. I don't know if you still have to have Peacock, ESPN going forward, right? Like, how much do you want to get out of us? We've already said this multiple times. They have priced us out of going to events at this point.
Yeah. Raleigh, North Carolina, I may have said this last time, but to Allison's point there, like the nosebleed section tickets are over $100.
Same here in Springfield. And I'm like, I'm not going to go because I am not going to pay that. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's over $1,000 for a closed floor seat in Springfield, Massachusetts. What?
I've heard that before. Well, that you're making me laugh, but old El Karai over here, Stephen A. Smith, going to be a commentator on Ross.
Oh my God.
And look,
And yeah, we heard it was for PLEs only.
Yeah. And McAfee even came out and criticized it, because Pat McAfee doesn't give a shit about ESPN. He knows he has the highest rated show on their network, so he doesn't care what he says.
Not at all.
But even he criticized it, and I'm like, but my point was that they realized people will pay for pay-per-view. Well, guess who won't be paying for the pay-per-views? This guy. You think I'm going to go buy a Clash in the Castle or a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view when basically those are just pre-sold house shows? Because let's face it, Clash in the Castle is just a house show.
Yeah.
But it's a house show for a European market that's hot, that they're going to go ahead and get a big, big chunk of money from. But when you see the card, you're going to know how it's going to go. And it's
I'll
not
do
going to be
3 or 4 pay-per-views a year, the main ones, and I'll watch Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll probably go somewhere and watch the other ones.
Yeah, if something comes to Nashville or Huntsville, I ain't going to Birmingham. I don't like going to Birmingham. Just throw
Roll Tide.
Oh no, I don't mean in person. I mean do your Dave and Buster's kind of deal.
No. No.
They're going to spend $30 for the pay-per-view, or
no more. I'm not spending $250 to watch a pay-per-view. I'm sorry, because I don't have the ability to quit ordering things.
Devin says, I know WWE is doing well because I'm not allowed to get free tickets to them anymore, but I was offered tickets to TNA's last pay-per-view and given a suite to AEW's Forbidden Door last year. See, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I will say that's where AEW 100% has it over WWE. You could still afford to not only go to regular shows, but you can go to pay-per-views for them and not pay through the nose.
Hey, I was front row at Dynamite for
Yep.
Sting, and we've
I
talked
love
about
you,
that for
Sting.
$250 for
Yeah.
the front row.
That's
I
what
love
I
you,
paid.
Sting.
Yeah.
That's always how I'm going to hear Terry say it. I love you, Sting.
Well, I kind of said the same thing to you after that dinner. But anyway, let's move on to AEW Forbidden Door. We're not going to dig into this because we still got another week because
Yep.
this is 2 weeks away. We will give a little bit of an update. I think the last time we talked, we had just done like half of the first round of the the tournament. Now the tournament's down to FTR and Brodito. And the winner of that goes against the Hurt Syndicate for the World Tag Team Championships. We got Okada versus Swerve. We've got Tony Storm versus Athena. And then we got some four-way match with Mercedes and Alex Windsor and two other people that they don't know yet. So that's what we know at the moment. And Tanahashi's final UK match, it says, and they don't know who he's even fighting. So a lot is still not known.
So there was a
Forbidden Door.
graphic for the people going to wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. and it was Daniel Garcia, Nigel McGuinness. Who the hell else was it? It was Nigel McGuinness, Daniel Garcia. I sent it. Hold on. Let me see.
Seems like there was something about a match, and that may have been the one that was not finalized yet. So
Hechicero or Lee Moriarty against to face Zack Sabre Jr.
The world's most
heavyweight
the best technical wrestler. If you don't know who he is,
Okada would be a great match. I would agree there.
That may be the best on the whole pay-per-view, I would say.
Yeah, because let's face it, the Hurt Syndicate's not going to get a good. You're not going to get a good match out of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin anymore.
Right.
You're going to get a good match out of Shelton
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Look like beasts.
Yeah, you're going to get a good match out of Shelton Benjamin because he's going to do some athletic stuff. But Bobby's going to be a kick punch wrestler, throw you around a little bit, hit you slams, hit the clotheslines. He ain't bumping for you. And Shelton's not doing a whole lot of bumping. So who's going to bump in that match? Going to be the FTR guys, probably.
That's right.
And supposedly there's heat on MVP and all them. And we've broken away from MJF. And I'm like, what are you all doing?
That whole story never went anywhere. As excited as I was for MJF to join the Hurt Syndicate, it just fizzled and died before it even got started.
Yeah. I agree with El Karai, though. The Okada Swerve match, if done correctly, should be good. Should be good. I don't really watch AEW. I watch it casually through Twitter and clips, and apparently I'm not missing a whole lot. You know, John Moxley beat Speedball this week.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You know, yeah. There you go. That's an idea.
I want to see MJF to really matter again.
Let's I agree. I feel like it's such a shame that they're not doing that.
I think the song and dance is over, though. I think he's a one-trick pony.
You think so? Oh my! See,
I think another helping of that. I mean,
I think he's trying to pull a Cody. I think he wants to be gone.
Yeah, I think he's a one-trick pony. I don't think he's got it any longer, and people have seen through it.
Bober, you're never over as much as any form of Cena. I love you, but no.
MJF is number one contender, isn't he? He has the contract, yes, that they did not blatantly rip off from WWE.
I want to see him do something with that, though. You know, let's see it.
You're missing cowboy shit. I actually am not, because thanks to AEW's amazing social media channel, James, I can find it on Twitter 30 seconds after it happens, and I can watch it that way. Amy's here, but she missed all the conversation about herself. You know, she's not like me.
We had pictures too.
Her and Arn, and
her and Arn with all photo bombing in the back. Yeah, missed it. MJF and the Hurt business was over as much as heel Cena. Oh well, we like the better that you said you were over better.
Yeah.
Than so we're gonna go with that.
I think you meant to put it.
Yeah, I know. It's easier for me to make fun of him. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Our floor hockey man. I'm definitely signing up for floor hockey so I can
ball hockey. Get it right. It's ball hockey.
It's floor
hockey. On the floor.
I'm gonna be a goon.
Floor hockey can use pucks.
Okay, I don't remember back in high school.
Happy birthday, Amy's dad.
Yes, we love you for your contribution to Amy's existence. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you, Amy's dad.
And now that Amy's here, I think we've said enough about
Yes.
AEW because we still got
Let's go.
another week before we lead into this. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about the main event here. And we traveled this last weekend, and we're going to talk about worst travel annoyances. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but the picture here is of me headed to Las Vegas at the Nashville airport, and I got pulled to the side by TSA because my crotch was red when they did the scan.
Look right to the left of the white T in
Yeah,
the
sorry
title,
about that.
and
I
you
had to
could
put the
see the
words
red.
somewhere.
Yeah. Dude,
Luckily, ChatGPT made this TSA guy like 5 feet tall, so that helped.
I love it. I love that you're towering over this guy.
I
Yeah.
agree.
In my experience, TSA officers have short man syndrome anyway.
Bubber, we watched the Ocho while we were together, and we saw slippery stair climbing,
Yep.
cornhole, and some other crazy ass.
I
things.
love the slippery stairs. Those kids are idiots.
Devin wants to know if you have balls of steel.
They
Terry.
did ask me if I had anything hidden there.
Do you have a prosthetic, Terry? Do you have a fake ball?
Exactly. You got the Wizinator you got there, sir. We're gonna have you. We're gonna...
Oh, fuck, we're horrible. Okay.
It's in my checked bag.
Fire crotch, you should get that checked out. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's gonna be so great.
Oh, we're revisiting that. Okay.
Yeah, it's good times.
So
All right.
TSA stopped me for a book. So I mean, I get
Yeah.
it, but it wasn't. Yeah, we don't know what's in your bag, sir. Can we open this? Like,
It
what
was
the fuck are you supposed
homosexual
to say?
smut,
No.
all right.
Can you say no? Yeah. He said, "Excuse me, back it up, Terry. Yeah, put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Back up, Terry." Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Well,
So
let's
you
talk about.
you
we
better
talk
never
about-
get hurt at an airport, so we don't have to rush you around in a wheelchair because you know it's gonna happen.
Can we talk about this list though?
Yeah.
Because this is TNA Top 10, our show, not to be confused with your show, El Karai. But and we love you, we mean it. Did anybody have a problem only picking 10? Like legitimate?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a very difficult
There's
thing.
some that I was really sad that some of these did not even make almost made the cut list.
Same.
So there are, because I normally put 14 total in the graphic, and there's like, oh, that one's not even going to be shown. That sucks.
Yeah.
So Terry, what one off the top of your head wasn't shown?
I can't give that away.
Really?
Let's see. I don't
Let's just get
remember.
into it.
There were 2 or 3. We'll talk about it as we
I
go.
didn't see the pre-check, so I go in the regular line, wait, go to the front. They say you have pre-check. That made me wait in that. They should not do that to you. Like if you're already in the other line, just go
let
to the
you go
regular
through
line.
it.
That's dumb. See,
As
this is
somebody who
TNA.
has pre-check, I know I can go in either line, so that's bullshit. So there you go.
That's funny. Well,
That's
I also
correct.
picked for the pictures. I did a picture with Chat. I had arguments with Chat GPT over every picture I created here.
I mean,
but I picked
that
the
makes
person
sense,
that
right?
I thought might most fit this. So get ready for some fun.
Oh,
here.
I'm
And Cyrus,
excited. All right.
Cyrus even stepped in and talked to Chat GPT for me for a few minutes. On
All
one of
right,
these.
let's do this.
Yeah,
Just
James,
missed
that is
the list.
unacceptable.
Standing up too early on the airplane, and you see me rolling my eyes here. Slow drivers. Here's Andrew honking at folks.
I was gonna
Road
say,
construction. Andrew also grumpy face in his Supra. Now this Supra is a little bit lighter than the color of his actual Supra, so I apologize for that. And then bad cell service, and that's absolutely me because I have T-Mobile, so I'm the one that's going to have bad cell service.
3 of these 4 things absolutely annoy me. The standing up early, like if you stand up on an airplane and I am in front of you, you're going to wait for my big ass to decide that it's time to stand up and grab the bag that, by the way, I do not check. I always carry on.
We'll have that discussion several times here. Yeah. We got different philosophies there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Slow drivers, absolutely. The left lane is for people that are in a hurry. And for those of you who don't know, Heather Mooney is my spirit animal, and she invented Lady First cigarettes because they're the ones that burn down really fast. Twice the taste and half the time for the gal on the go. I invented the quick burning paper as she takes the drag off of it. So, and road construction, North Carolina starting March 1st. Sucks.
Yeah. Yep.
Sucks. Terry got 3 out of 4. I never have bad cell service, though.
Yeah.
I do.
We
I
did
got
have-
T-Mobile like I said.
You
We
guys
have
did-
that stupid hotel draining our
Yeah.
batteries on our phones, though.
We did.
Yes. So that
That
counts
was
to me.
horrible.
Same kind of thing.
That
All right,
was
let's do this.
Number
But the
10.
standing up early, Allison.
No, look, long flights, I take the most flights I think out of all of us. I always stand up when the plane lands just to stretch myself out. But I don't go anywhere. I don't go into the aisle. I'm just standing up at my seat. I try to aim my large rear out of people's faces so I'm not being impolite, But the people that drive me insane are the ones who grab their bag out of the top while the plane just stopped and are trying to barrel up the front. Do you have a connection? No? Wait your turn.
Yeah. So I do not ever put anything up there. I despise being a part of that process. So this is part of the reason I check a
Correct.
bag.
Same.
I put regular size bottles of liquids in my checked bags because I don't
Yep.
want to do this travel size bullshit. And I've got a backpack that I put under the seat because I don't want to be a part of this process. I want to get there, I want to grab my backpack, and I want to go. And all these people are making it take a lot longer for me.
Yeah, I agree
Okay,
with
there's
that.
a first rant for me. That my cell
Mhm.
phone gets no reception and the battery dies.
Devin wants to know, what do you do if you have to go number 2 on a plane?
It's been a long time since I've had that situation.
I'm an adult. I go to the bathroom. I'm an adult.
Well, that's the thing. So I do, but the only time I've ever used an airplane bathroom, God, I forgot the word airplane for a minute, was when I was working in Hawaii some, and that's a 5-hour flight even from LA. So,
Mhm.
it's going to hit you sometime. So, I had to then.
Because I am an adult, I do not use airplane bathrooms. Absolutely.
You also don't
refuse
take
to use
multiple
airplane
6-hour
bathrooms.
flights a year like I do.
Refuse to take airplane bathrooms, but Allison can testify, as can Amy, what happened when I made it to the Atlanta airport.
yes.
Driving, I said, I love you both, but I have to pee, and blew right back past them and went to the bathroom first and then came
Correct.
back. So that does happen. But no, I do not use the facilities on an airplane. It would have to be an emergency.
All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Number 10, uncomfortable beds and pillows.
Okay.
And this
So-
hits me every time. I hate hotel pillows so much. They act like they're big and fluffy, but once you put any kind of weight on there, you're basically all the way down to the damn bed. It's ridiculous.
I can't stand anything down. Anything with feathers in it makes me sweat like a motherfucker. And I already sweat enough. Hotels that use down shit, just stop it. Stop it. It's miserable. Get normal foam pillows that have some, yes, I'm going to say this word, girth to them. Okay?
That's what she said.
Yeah, I know.
Must be an SEC fan. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, that's nasty, Heather. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
I'm
for you.
that one on the screen.
Ooh, I hate down pillows. So I slept like a baby in the hotel because that's how I do things. Like, again, I'm the weird one in our group. I don't have problems with down pillows or the fluffiness of the pillows. I just grab all 4 of them. That's what we do. But they certainly are not my neck supportive pillow that I got off of the Amazon. So
No, agree. Yeah.
All right. Number 9, taking shoes off on the plane. And look at this look that Allison has given this guy.
That's 100% me.
Yeah. And
Yes.
this is right before she just lit into this guy.
because
Correct.
I'm an adult, I wear boat shoes with socks, and I do not take my shoes off on an airplane when I travel.
Because we're adults and not children, we don't take our shoes off. You
Yeah.
will live if you don't take your shoes off. My goodness, what are these people thinking?
This is
not your
amazing
house.
to me.
It's not. It's the same thing happens. I told you guys, the people who show up to the airplane in their pajamas. What is happening? Did we forget how to go out in civilization? Like, is
If
it
you've
that
been to
hard to
Walmart in
remember?
North Carolina lately,
Yeah.
that's called the status quo, ma'am.
Amy agrees. This should be number 1. Oh, look.
So I
Shoes
spent a
off
lot
on
of
an
time
airplane
last
is so
night.
weird.
So I generated this picture through ChatGPT, and I told it to put the stink lines on there. It
Yeah.
kept putting stink lines on every damn picture it created after that. And I'm like, I don't need stink lines in traffic jam.
Oh, it's so good.
Traffic jam. I hate traffic.
Number 8, Long wait for check bags.
Yeah. So fun story about the trip to Charlotte. It's a small airport until you get off the plane. And then all of a sudden it is not a small airport because they put your ass on the back 40 to go to baggage claim. And we're on a clock because a very good friend of ours wants to get a Great Muda autograph. And we're waiting on Terry.
And y'all are texting me, where are you? I'm like, I'm walking.
I'm trying.
And Terry was on the back 40, and then we're waiting on his luggage. And it looks like it might be coming, and it's waiting some more and waiting some more. And this, again, folks, is why if you do not check a bag, you never wait on your luggage. Ever.
It's a trade-off. I actually had an issue, not a real issue, but when I got back to Nashville, like, it took a little while to get my bag in Charlotte. Well,
yeah, it did. Yeah.
When I got to Nashville, you know how everybody groups up around the carousel?
Yeah.
And it says Charlotte on there still. And I'm checking the board every 10 minutes. And it's still, every 10 minutes. That tells you how long this took. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And there's just me and one other guy waiting on bags. And I'm like, where did everybody else go? And then they announce, oh, we got the Charlotte bags against the wall over here. I'm like, what the hell happened?
I did not miss that. I swear to God.
So I don't know. I don't know what that was, but finally got it. I was a little nervous because I was trying to get to my car because this is the first time I did this. There's this website called parksleepfly.com where you can get packages to stay at a hotel, leave your car at the hotel for several days. You tell it, do you want a hotel before or after your flight and all that? And I'll just go ahead and say it. When I parked my car in the parking lot, there was glass on the ground and a patched up window on the car next to me. So I should have just taken my car and driven to the airport at that point. But my car was fine. Finally got there, drove back home. Everything's fine. But may not do that ever again.
Luggage lines. Mm-hmm.
Number 7.
Did I mention I'm in a hurry?
I can't.
Speaking of in a hurry, long TSA lines is number 7, and we're all feeling this.
I can't wait to have to take him through a customs line. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, them bitches know better. They ain't even gonna stop me.
I'll tell you one thing ChatGPT has done. ChatGPT tries to give me like bald man hair instead of shaved head man hair. And I have to bitch at it. It's like, you son of a bitch, don't you do that to me.
I do not look like that.
I shaved my head. My hair, it does not go above the sideburns.
Yeah.
Correct.
So TSA lines are stupid. When I was in Tampa, so I get the real ID. And I may have told you guys this before, but I get the real ID. And I'm in the Tampa line for TSA. That's just mall cops with a gun, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. Anywho, these TSA clowns grab we wait way too long, and he grabs my ID and he says, "Oh, this is new, isn't it?" Yeah, what about it? Oh, well, it doesn't look like you've had it very long. Hold on, let me verify something. What are you verifying? It's me. I promise.
I got the ID you wanted. What now?
The ID you wanted, so we can travel. So the government.
Okay, Mr. McLovin.
And so I even have the picture with the beard. The other picture didn't have a beard. I had short hair. It wasn't styled. All
about
of
15, yeah.
And I am 100% annoyed at this point because this is the Tampa, Florida airport. This isn't Atlanta. This isn't Dulles. This isn't Chicago. This isn't Denver. This isn't Fort Worth. This is the Tampa airport. And they take their jobs very seriously in TSA at the Tampa airport. We can help somebody here. Shout out Art G. We don't do that here, El Karai. We don't shout out TSA. I know he works for the Department of Homeland Security. You're a mall cop with a gun. Shout out. Anyway, TSA is about the most useless organization in the airport. And they've even recognized that nobody's tried to bomb a shoe for 20 years because now you don't have to take your shoes off anymore.
And that did make it a lot quicker, I will say.
It did.
But I always
That was
wear
great.
oak shoes with the tennis shoe bottoms because of that. Because I'm not untying shoes. We're not
And
doing
I've
that.
always worn my Hey Dudes or something like that because of that. But now I can wear regular shoes that feel better walking through the airport since I don't have to take them off. And I'm
Yeah,
Nice.
happy about
that's
that.
true. Now, like I told you guys in Raleigh, we've got the bomb sniffing dogs on duty a lot of times. So if they're on duty, they don't make you take your shoes off
Yeah.
because apparently the dog's going to get your ass. Beautiful animals, but I
Or just
wouldn't.
buck
I
up and
wouldn't.
get global entry. What?
I do
Global entry
have
requires an interview with the government. We don't do that here, man.
I do have a shoe story with TSA. Years ago, I was flying for work, and the night before, I grilled some steaks, and I don't know what happened, but I had charcoal, like a pile of charcoal dust on the on the porch, and I just like swept it off with my foot. Well, I happened to be wearing those same shoes going through TSA the next day, and they randomly picked me to take my shoes off and put them in some machine. And the whole time I'm thinking, I've got charcoal dust on my shoes.
That's correct, Amy. I got me a little rash action.
Did they did the dog go nuts?
No, it was fine.
Okay, good.
It was fine. Yeah. But I was nervous. I'm like, is this going to pick up on charcoal dust? It didn't.
Yeah, I don't. Who knows? It could. Number 6, Terry.
Number 6, traffic jams. And look what I'm driving.
A Nissan.
A blue Nissan Kicks.
A Nissan.
Oh, that will always be fantastic. Even
So-
Amy just
Well, the thing
Um,
is, Amy, it's a sidebar. Is the poison is gone now, I believe. I think I identified it, and it has been destroyed. So I have this Roundup that is about 40% concentrate. It says 2 tablespoons to a gallon, but I'm an overachiever with my yard. So there was probably a quarter of a cup or so in this thing. And I went ahead and I cut all of the poison ivy down, or the poison sumac, or the poison oak, whatever poison it was. And then I sprayed it, all of it, with this high concentrate Roundup. We will not be having any issues with the poison anymore. Because I won the war. But I do have battle scars. That is true.
oh,
But,
Andrew.
I won the war. So anyway, no, I don't Google anything on doctors, and I just don't want to know any more than I want to ride in a blue Nissan Kicks. If you
no.
take your friends around in a Nissan Kicks, not only will you be roasted, but in this county, straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Nissan
Oh.
Kicks.
Okay. Number
Can I
5.
get us a $70,000 vehicle to ride around in?
Dirty
this
hotel
one
rooms.
this is literally the worst.
Yeah.
I have absolutely changed rooms because of filth.
You all remember the one in Chicago with the flooding issue?
Oh,
My
you were down in the
goodness.
basement? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
the
it smelled
showers would,
mildew. Remember that?
yeah, it was terrible. Awful. We ran into that dickhead John Alba in the hallway going to the room, and he looked down at us, and I don't have any.
If anybody-
he doesn't watch the show.
No,
But
but I was
John
gonna say, if
Alba is-
anybody ever wonders who we don't
he's
like on this
conceited
show, it's
fuck.
very easy to tell.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a conceited fuck. I do not like him. He thought he was better than my 2 best friends, and fuck him for that. He also seems to like the Mets. That's gross. And he's a walking mental health ad but he has to only talk about himself, which is disgusting. So get the fuck away from me. And that's my take on John Alba. It's about the same as dirty hotel rooms. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
All
Don't
right.
do it.
So
Number 4. Rude people. And this is a random person because I wasn't going to put one of us being rude.
we don't do that.
I know the title page is me yelling at a TSA
Yeah, but
guy,
we
which
are
I
not.
did not do. I just got pulled to the side and he did like a metal detector on my crotch or whatever. But rude people.
Yeah, we are what the opposite of that is when we go out to eat together.
Yeah.
We did have one waitress once though that was a little bit on the snarky side at Sabatino's. But once she
Okay.
realized we were foodies and we were really interested in being there for the food, she like totally switched around, I thought.
Oh, I remember this. This was,
Remember?
man, it's pretty warm in here. And she's like,
Yeah.
tell me about it.
Oh no, that was Jimmy's. That was
That was
Jimmy's.
That
Jimmy's
was
famous
Jimmy.
seafood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah, that
was
was
not
night
a good
before.
waitress. No,
Yeah.
she was not. She
Boba,
stayed in that
you
bad
don't have
waitress
time
bag.
for that. Telling
Yeah.
me telling you how we really feel. You don't have time for that today.
No.
We're almost at 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the rude people thing, can't deal with it. Can't deal with it.
We're very thankful for people, especially, I mean, like I'm going to reiterate that Steak 48 experience.
Yes.
They asked us questions to try to help us have an experience we wanted to have that we would not even think of. And it was
Yeah,
absolutely
we don't do that around here. No Mets fans either. Straight to jail.
Number 3, flight delays.
Oh,
Oh
this
yeah,
was
Here's
me.
Allison.
This was definitely me.
Well, look, though, here's the confusing part to me. Vegas is on time. So you're either going to Chicago, Denver,
Yeah.
LA, or Dallas.
Yeah, it's got to be because none of my flights to Vegas are ever delayed because they wouldn't dare try that shit with me. No, but this time was the worst because I was delayed an hour and I was already the latest one leaving. And then they changed
Yeah.
my gate from one end of one terminal to the another end of another terminal way on the other side of the airport. So at least I got my steps in
Yeah, it was
and I had
funny
plenty
because
of time.
after getting my bag and then getting to my car, after what I said, I get to my car and I text you guys. I'm in my car headed to
Yeah.
Huntsville, and Amy around the same time said, "I just got home," and then Allison goes, "I'm about to board my plane."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was not.
that was just the bad luck.
Yeah.
The flight delays are terrible. You know, I think you guys remember we went to Nashville and we had a flight delay because there was a broken armrest and it cut a guy when he went to sit down.
Oh,
45 minutes were delayed. Here's another one that gets me for a flight delay. We don't have a
God.
crew. What the fuck do you mean you don't have a crew here? Like, you knew the plane was leaving.
So
How do you not have somebody to fly the thing?
it was domino effect.
I will say the whole crew thing, they have very strict rules about how many hours they can fly in a row and things like
Yeah.
that, and how long they have to break in between. And when you have to take into account the flight delays and travel delays and weather, that is the one the crew is not there. That's the only one to me, well, besides mechanical issues like real ones, that's the one I actually get.
Like real ones. I like
Yeah,
that.
to me I understand that one because I don't want a tired pilot. Thank you.
Well, I'll say this: when I talked about working in Hawaii, I came back. The first time I ever went through O'Hare in Chicago, I was coming back from Hawaii from work. Going to go from Chicago to Huntsville. We got on the plane, about to take off, and a tornado came through. So the pilot turned the plane so that the plane didn't tip over, and we're seeing stuff flying across the tarmac like those luggage things that's just rolling. The wind's
Holy
blowing it and
shit.
everything. They shut the whole place down for the rest of the day. I had to get a hotel, which I couldn't get, and I stayed at the airport that night. And then I finally got on the plane after like 20 gate changes the next day. We get up in the sky, and all of a sudden we hear a noise and a grinding sound, and we're like, "Oh shit, this is it. We're all gonna die." But it was the air conditioner, and they said, "We think it's the air conditioner, but just to be safe, we're going back to Chicago." So after spending the night in the airport, we're all just like, "Oh!" I tell you, American Airlines acted so quickly to give us as many points as possible to get us to gold level and to get they took people off another plane and got us on there, and then we got going. But man, that was flight delays, flight whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
That was an experience.
When I was in Las Vegas with all of you beautiful people, and I flew Delta because my one credit card gave me the points to do it. I will never fly Delta again, regardless of the amount of points. We're having weight and balance issues, folks. So it's 115 degrees, and
All
you
right,
didn't
you
realize.
sit on that side, and you sit
Yeah,
over
you're
here.
going to have weight and balance issues. Everybody on standby needs to get off the plane. Nobody gets off the plane. The
Oh,
flight is delayed for an hour while we're hunting people down to throw their asses off the plane.
just
And
do
I'm
it.
like, what is wrong? And then there was this lady there, tells the flight attendants, stewardesses, whatever we call them. I know it's not the 80s anymore. Tells the flight attendants, well, I have a connection to meet. Flying into Atlanta, Georgia. And the flight attendant looks at her, and I was like, good for her, says, ma'am, we're flying into the busiest airport in the world. 90% of these people have a connection to make. And so not only were we delayed, and then she made us delayed more by arguing with the flight attendant, then she did the one thing you all love, stood up as the plane landed,
Oh my God.
grabbed her shit out of the overhead, and went and stood at the door. And they made her go sit back down, which delayed us getting off of the
That
plane.
That's
that
my
deserves a
hero.
clap, though.
Yes.
That's where I cheer. Yeah,
That's
That's
my
all
yeah.
hero right there.
saying.
That
And
flight
y'all wonder
attendant
why
who made her sit down.
I'm in such a wonderful mood when I travel because like, I just want to get there without incident. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Well,
asking for.
Well, let's go to number 2 because it's not that different, but a little bit worse. Flight cancellations.
Oh yeah, that
Flight
would be
delays
me.
are bad. Flight cancellations are worse. So here's Andrew, grumpy face, talking to this lady. He's been kind about it though, but
Could you imagine if you had the nerve to cancel a flight that I was on?
So I had
poor girl.
I've got a better one. I had an entire trip canceled. I was going to Mexico for Thanksgiving with my husband for our first Thanksgiving. Okay, so
I can say that's a while ago.
yes, my practice husband or my practice marriage. We had our entire vacation canceled because there was a hurricane that went through where we were staying. And I called up the hotel and I'm like, hey, just wanted to make sure you guys were still standing. He goes, well, some of our buildings still have windows. I went, what? He goes, yeah, we think the electricity will come back this week. So we'll be all right. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, so our whole vacation was canceled. And we ended up like going to Virginia. Massanutten. That's what I remember. Massanutten, Virginia.
Definitely not Mexico.
Definitely not Mexico. I was not happy about the cancellation, but I was also not staying somewhere that maybe did or did not have electricity.
And windows.
And windows, yes. They got most of the glass cleaned up, they said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So number 3 was flight delays. Number 2 is flight cancellations. Number 1, based on the votes of our listeners, lost luggage. And Andrew's like, how could they lose your luggage if you've never give it to them?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see.
Air tags, guys. Air tags. Got to use them.
I do not think I've ever had. No, that's not true. Once, only once. And it's when my flight was canceled and I had to get on another flight the next morning. I was flying back from Detroit to New York. It's the only time they've lost my luggage.
I do not believe, even before I discovered carry-on only, the trick is that you get the maximum size of TSA approved carry-on luggage, number 1. And get one without wheels because the wheels actually take up space. Yes. So you get a true duffel bag. That's how I do it. But anyway, I'll teach you all more secrets later. I don't know that I've ever lost a bag. Ever. That's think good. I had one arrive late one time because, I had to change flights or something or was whatever delay. Sure. But I don't think they've ever actually lost my luggage. However, I know it's a very big problem because to Terry's point, they will resell you luggage that's not claimed.
But also, right here, an hour to my east, is the unclaimed baggage store. They've got a whole section of suitcases if you're ever down here and you want a fairly decent suitcase for
they're not cheap
price.
though.
They are not. This is not a this is not a cheap place. They're going to mark it down a little bit because it's used, but not much.
Yeah, always rock the carry-on. And here's the other thing. This is a pro tip from a cheap person that works in finance. Don't buy expensive luggage. Have you seen how these motherfuckers handle your stuff?
Right.
Like, the cheap luggage will work. You're going to make, I don't know, call it 10 to 20 trips with it
Oh, if
successfully.
you're lucky. If you get cheap luggage, if you're lucky, you
Those
get 10 to
zippers
20
break
trips.
like nothing.
Yes, that's where you got to invest your money in. Make sure it's got a good zipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But between the zipper and the plastic that keeps it, it's always the plastic on the inside that forms the suitcase, that keeps the suitcase rectangular, square, whatever. That's what they always break with TSA. Every
It's slamming
single time.
around. Even when you're seeing it get on the conveyor belt, it hits
Yep.
hard when it gets down to
Yep.
the bottom.
Yeah. And so when I say don't buy expensive luggage, I'm not going to say buy cheap luggage. Let me qualify that. Buy budget-friendly luggage. Don't go buy $1,000 suitcase that some asshat making $30 an hour is going to just not care for and destroy, because that doesn't make good sense.
Or have your best friend buy your luggage for you. What?
I did that one time. True story.
All right, let me
True
run it
story.
down. 10, uncomfortable beds. Number 9, taking shoes off on the plane. Number 8, long wait for bags. Number 7, long TSA lines. Number 6, traffic jams in your blue Nissan Kicks. Number 5, dirty hotel rooms. Number 4, rude people. Number 3, flight delays. Number 2, flight cancellations. And number 1, lost luggage.
Okay, before you go off of this, I have an honorable mention. Y'all can have one as well. But my honorable mention goes to, and we didn't have it on any list, creepers on the subway. When you travel and you take the subway, if you're in a metropolitan area and it's
Yeah.
the easiest way to travel, I love taking the subways. I think they're great. I love public transportation. I don't love the creepers. The men who will stand with their crotch in your face if you're sitting down. Guys who will mistakenly trip and grab you. Yeah.
Like,
So,
oh no, I'm falling.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a fan of that.
No.
If I get an honorable mention,
Yes.
my travel habits have been well documented on this show. 23 minutes from parking
Oh, good God.
terminal at
I knew this.
RDU. I do not get to the airport early, but that's not what really annoys me. What really grinds my gears at the airport is they steal your water bottle and then they charge you casino prices for food and beverages inside their airport. Because what makes them worth more money? The fact they're at the airport. That's what. And that is straight up bullshit.
Mhm. Yes,
A
good point.
large seating area with one person. That's true too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't a choice.
No.
But yeah, that would be good. Let me look. Let's see. What did not make the top 10 or 14 that I think I would have thought of sooner? We did not have the discussion about getting to the airport early or late, which would have been a big discussion for us, obviously.
I'm
Um,
outvoted 3-1 for those of you playing along at home, and you can figure out which one I am.
oh, I hate bad hotel showers.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
that's
guilty
awful.
about my shower.
Yes.
Water pressure better be good. That's all I'm saying.
See, TSA pat downs was on here. That's where I really would have told my story. Clapping when the plane lands.
Clapping when
See-
the plane lands is hilarious to me, though. Like, it's not even annoying. I think it's funny.
And here's noisy hotel neighbors. At the hotel in Charlotte, there was a barking dog at night.
No
close to my
way.
room. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's the dog that was at our dinner table.
Right. Oh,
Same
yeah, that's
people
right.
were right there close to us.
Yeah.
It was a service dog, but he was barking at night.
Yeah, that's not good.
I normally
Well-
get to the airport early because I'm gonna eat. Every step of the way I eat. Everywhere. Driving
for
there,
you,
I'm
you
eating on
should.
the way. I'm eating once I get to the airport. I'm eating on the plane if I can. I'm eating when I land. I'm
I
eating
refuse
later
to pay
that night.
airport prices for food. Come on now.
Well, that's another one.
Okay.
It's like high prices for food and drinks. That was on there. And I actually made a picture for that because that was like 15 or 16 on the list. And I had Allison looking at it with her eyes like really big. So that would have been fun.
Yeah. fucking Raleigh Durham National or International Airport is not Steak 48. We are not paying those prices. That's what I'm saying. But no, it's seriously, this was so much fun.
This was a good
Like,
one.
because we love to travel together and we're foodies, you
Mhm.
know. Have we done a food poll lately? Did we do one lately?
I'll have to look
No.
back at it. We got to figure
School
out because we
favorite
did
school.
music lately. Oh,
What?
see,
Yeah.
so okay, we let's go ahead and talk about our friends first, then we'll get into
Yes.
that. That was the top 10 worst travel annoyances. This week on Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy, according to Pondwater, there is no guest that has been confirmed. So there will be discussion about wrestling as always, and they're going to play Would You Rather.
Yay!
Mm.
So that
I'd
should
be
be
a
fun.
dangerous person to play Would You Rather with.
Oh, and it's also on Wednesday night this week, and Amy is here, and she can correct anything I got wrong there. But according to Dave, it's on Wednesday.
I use Would You Rather as an icebreaker when I'm doing training.
We
They never see
chips,
that
we
coming.
do snacks. You do Would You Rather when you're training? That sounds so
Yes.
gross.
Well,
Yeah, we
other
did potato
people,
chips when Dave was on. That was the last
Yeah.
food we did.
I teach a very dry subject. So
Well, yeah.
yeah. You're right.
I do
All right, so
not.
tune in Wednesday and follow them and keep pushing that number up because it's pretty high as it is.
Yeah.
But more
They're
is
doing an
always better.
excellent job on Markout Moments. And
Agreed.
Dave has
Very
always
happy
been very
about that.
supportive of us, as is Amy. We very happy for them. Yes.
Yep.
We could only aspire to be like Pondwater. I do bark at clouds and think that steel cage matches should not have an escape rule. I will
See you later,
never.
Devin. I thought your
just
dad
got-
said that for some reason.
We just got dumped for Big Brother, just so y'all know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, we went long tonight. That's what she
That's
said.
what she said. Ah.
oh damn.
And Bober, you could only wish that I would teach you. That ain't happening.
Yeah. The funny thing about me is I'm an excellent teacher, which I
Same.
know people find hard to believe.
Same.
But I do like sharing
For people that deserve it, right?
my knowledge with people who are interested and deserve it.
That's a big thing for me.
That's a very
If
big
you,
thing.
if you do not want to know, I don't have any problem not telling you. It's
Correct.
fine.
Right.
I mean, it's fine. But I am actually a very good teacher. And I'm very
Sure.
patient in that setting.
For the right people, yeah.
Impatient everywhere else, but very patient in that. I'm very patient. I am very patient with customers.
Mhm.
It's how I make a living. You know,
Right.
there's a correlation there. It's how you make a
That
living.
leads to money. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very patient with people, even when you shouldn't be.
Of course, Amy.
Yeah, duh. You missed the first half of the show where your picture was on, but we won't judge you because it was Dad's birthday. Anyway, but no. Bober could only wish to be taught by the brilliance of me and Allison Faye, and Terry too. So,
Correct.
you know.
So a couple of things to wrap everything up. So Allison did put together a song list.
Mhm.
We need to figure out how to make that public without everybody
Oh,
accessing
I can give you the link.
Allison's. Well, but
I
then
can-
that's like accessing you, and I don't know if you want that public. So we can talk about that. Keep you safe there, you know.
All right. If people on here know me, I made a playlist off of our votable suggestions for the top 10 monster ballads for Amy's birthday. So I
So it's
made
got
it
a question mark on the end of the title because
Right.
some of those are questionable.
Right. I did not add the Bengals, Amy. Do not worry. They are not on there.
It was on the actual disc.
I don't care. Amy said absolutely not, so I follow Amy's direction. But if anybody wants it in on the Apple playlist, just send me a note and I will add you.
Okay, and I will put out the preseason poll sometime in the next 2 or 3 days for football. And let's see what else. We are going to do something related to back to school for our next poll. We just have not finalized. So if anybody has any ideas for back to school top 10 lists, let us know because we would like to do that.
Yeah, I was just throwing around the idea of best school lunches. that we used to
Mhm.
have. Remember those
Oh,
rolled
what about
tacos?
pizza day? The pizza was, and now that you're an adult, the pizza is so shitty, but you were so excited for pizza day.
We
Hey,
used to
man, I
have
still buy it
soft
at the
pretzel
butcher
day.
shop. Oh,
Did you
really?
guys ever have soft pretzel day?
I don't think
No.
so.
So we
No,
used to
that's the
have a
thing on The Office.
bakery. I know, but we used to have a bakery that would bring in these giant paper bags of soft pretzels, and you could buy them for $1 a piece. And I remember for some reason I used to always buy like 3 and give them out.
That's awesome.
Good times.
Yeah, Elkarai is
Pizza and
right.
corn.
Walmart-
Everybody had pizza and
Pizza and
corn.
corn. Chicken pinwheels. I don't know.
And
Yeah.
then chicken nuggets and mashed potatoes, right? And I
Yep.
would make a graveyard out of it. I would stick the nuggets in because I was playing with my food. I was in elementary. Give me a
Always.
break, guys. Come on.
I mean those ice cream cups and the
Oh yeah,
did you
with a
guys
wooden
have those?
Single
spoon.
The
serving.
wooden
Yeah, with the
spoon.
wooden
Your
spoon.
Oh
milk
man.
cartons.
Oh,
I
we're
mean,
doing this. Vanilla milk. Did you have vanilla milk?
no, we had
See, some
regular
of
and
these
we had
younger
chocolate milk.
folks, yeah, we had strawberry. If you were lucky, you had strawberry, but vanilla
Oh,
showed up at some point.
oh, my brother would have lost his mind. He
We
loves
had regular
strawberry
and
milk.
chocolate.
This
Yeah,
may
that's what
be
we
the
had.
list. There may be enough here.
See, there's enough here. Trust me. Yeah.
What about when they tried to give you mixed veggies out of the can?
No.
Now I'm eating that all the time now.
Dad, I used to take the money from your change jar for the pretzels. Yes, I
That's
stole your money
hilarious.
for pretzels. He
Allison's
knows.
going to be in trouble. She may not get to do the next episode, Andrew. She's going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Hey,
that
look.
shitty ass pizza we used to eat that was worse than Tostino's.
Do you
I
know
love
that
it. I love it.
they sell that food that you can buy at home now in like bulk boxes? You can
Yeah.
buy a box full of
Oh,
that school pizza.
my mom was the manager of the elementary cafeteria. She would buy
Oh,
me a gross of those school pizzas for the summer, and I would eat them like 6 at a time.
I am so jealous. That's fantastic.
Exactly.
Those were
Allison
the
will be
best.
proud.
Then they made them quit doing that, but
You know, George
fatten
let
me
me
up first.
George let me get the fire boom train going. He ain't gonna ground Allison. We're gonna fire Bober too from ball hockey so he can be here every week. I said ball hockey that time.
You did. I'm very proud of you. Good job. I just
Before
like
hockey.
hearing you say ball hockey. It makes me laugh.
It sounds like you're arguing about something. That's like bull hockey, you know.
The fact that there's no skates, it just blows my mind. Anyway, I could be the goon. We know that. I could be the goon.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. So we're going to get some things out in the next few days. Sounds like we're doing school food, school lunch foods, and I'm going to put out the first football poll. We'll figure it out as we go on that. I
Spoiler
don't know what
alert.
next week's going to be for that.
Nebraska will not be on the poll until they beat Michigan in week 5. You're all welcome. You're all welcome.
I won't know who to vote for then.
Thanks everybody for voting.
No.
We had a good sized crowd today. Thank you all. Yeah. Bober and Elkarai and Amy and George and let's see who else. And we had Heather and we had Devin and we had Alex. Anybody
and
else
everybody who didn't comment.
And everybody who didn't comment. We got big numbers tonight. We thank you all for that and for voting. We it gets hard sometimes to keep coming up with ideas. So if you got any ideas, throw them at us. And if you want to help us get the right things on the list, let me know that too, and we can add you to that list of people. But let's go ahead and wrap it up. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody in the crowd. Andrew, Allison, Amy, fantastic weekend last weekend. Can't wait to do it again. And as always, love your people. Tell them you love them. Make it weird. See you next time, everybody.